Five. Wow, there was no scene transition there. Hello, welcome to game 17, as I recall, of the Root Winter Tournament. My name is Guerric. As you can see over there, we have Waterman joining me to commentate.
Hello, how's it going, Guerric?
Great, Waterman. We have some wonderful competitors today. We are joined by Marcus.
Hello.
Nevakanezah.
I'm the cream of the crop, and the cream always rises to the top.
I guess that satisfies what I asked for. Derp.
Hi.
And Salo. All right. Everyone has been briefed on what they need to know. We have the draft ready, so y'all, good luck. Have fun. Take it away. All right, and I'm unmuted in the Google Meet. Waterman should be able to hear me here now. Awesome.
Yes.
Extra factions here.
All right.
I don't think I'm going to play Lizards this game. Quite sad about, but.
So this was a talkative crew in the pre-stream, which means we're not going to have to do a lot of commentating, Kyle.
I think it's going to be all right, yeah. This is obviously an all-star cast of Root players here. We've got some old hats, as well as a couple people who I feel like I've seen around on the Discord in different Root communities, but who I have not seen play games yet. So exciting kind of newcomer energy as well.
All right.
I think it's a good mix. I'm excited.
Yeah. And here we go, already getting our first decision. We're going for the winter map for game 17.
I do love winter map.
Yeah, by the way,
yeah,
what
this
was
is our
that
favorite.
reference to? Your rating.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Oh my lord.
Oh no. Oh no. I really hope Neb doesn't commit to that accent the whole time, but I wouldn't hate it if he did.
I mean, you know he will. You know Nev.
We were just talking about.
Oh man.
All the good ones.
Just noticing right now there are 3 fox clearings next to each other, which is potentially interesting for somebody like Badgers or Wooden Alliance.
I think.
Yeah, I'm also noticing, so Wintermap famously has the mega forest, right, in the north here, which is excellent for Badgers. Oh, we have a Lizards pick.
Lizards.
Seat number 4.
Oh, that's my faction.
I find that highly counterintuitive, but
I'd end up with Lizards.
I imagine with this faction mix it could work really well.
Yeah, that
Man.
with the right hand and the right setups, that could work. That's interesting.
Yeah, I think this does encourage some more high reach factions to enter the game. So I don't know if Woodland Alliance would be a good next pick. What do you think?
I think this is a bold setup choice for Lizards, going right on that central clearing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
And is this the point where I discard down?
But I agree. I think Wooden Alliance are a rough pick on Winter in general, and with what this faction mix-up looks to be as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yes.
All right. And then we're gonna go.
I am noticing we do have the 2 expansion factions in the draft so far. We have the Keepers and the Lord of Hundreds.
Mm-hmm.
Very exciting. Hopefully, we get to see a game with both the Marauders factions playing at once. That could be pretty cool.
I can't recall if we've had that this tournament yet or not. This is where Lily would pull up a spreadsheet and check that for me, but I don't remember.
I'm not sure. I don't think so, but I could be wrong.
We've only had a few Badgers games, so statistically it's not likely.
That's true.
Oh,
Chat, feel free to prove me wrong if you know.
all right.
All right, we have a Badgers pick by Marcus. Interesting.
Marcus going with Badgers. That
has to be 2+ away from the Lizard's garden.
Mm-hmm.
In your crafted improvements, you got the little setup card.
All right.
Also, chat, let me know how audio is.
2+ clearings between them and enemy home. All right, so I just have to be.
I was a whirling dervish trying to get everything set up for this stream,
Yes,
so
right.
if anything's off, please let me know. All right, they're saying audio is good. Cool.
Right off the bat, it seems to me that this Badger setup is indicating that the Badgers are going to be looking to focus on those mouse and rabbit clearings.
Yeah.
Since the whole right side of the board,
And
except for one clearing, is just one of those 2 suits.
Yeah. Oh, really, Germ Curry? Marcus said he had some tricks with Badgers up his sleeve. That'll be interesting to see.
Oh, this is my tournament dream. I want to see some kind of like hidden prep with one of the new factions, and maybe we'll see that today. That's my sincere hope. All right, just kind of taking a look
Again,
at the
4
immediate
relics just need to be
spread here.
any
I do like that
clearings.
Marcus has chosen a southern and a
Past.
side clearing
Mm-hmm.
this
to
one
start in,
and
because that
this
means that
one,
there
I think,
there can
right?
be an extra relic in the top.
And
Yeah. Yeah, that's a very good point. Very good
And
point.
This one.
Maybe sticking a
this
little
one.
closer to home.
forest not adjacent to your homelands yet.
Right. Okay, so I'm putting that
Yeah.
one
Ooh,
there,
2
there,
tablets in the top. Wow.
juicy.
there.
Okay. Yeah, definitely sticking around those rabbit and mouse when possible.
Oh.
Yes, there.
Okay. So yeah, excited to see some Badgers play from Marcus. We had our first Badgers victory of the tournament earlier today.
Yes, it was very
it's-
exciting.
Spoiler alert, everybody. I should have said that in a different order, but you know what? Here we are. It's
Pretty
tournament
much.
time.
Ooh.
Keep up, people.
I should
Yeah.
turn off
I was
my
so excited to
TTS
see
chat.
that.
I guess there would be plenty of buying. No, I'm also
versus.
considering
Yes, this is Waterman. I am from
woodland
the Woodland
in a
War Machine
game with
podcast.
lizards can be messy.
Yeah, sometimes you can get trapped. In
Yeah.
clearing. But if you pick
But-
otters always will, lizards will always buy cards off you.
So badgers and lizards have
Yeah,
been
I
picked.
do love
What's
the
your
rats,
pick
though.
now?
I do
I
really
mean,
enjoy the rats.
I think I go Warlord here, depending on
So,
your hand,
It's
or
really
Riverfolk.
those two I'm thinking.
Yeah. I was
I've
thinking,
played a bit of rats. I've never
if you
really
assume
played
Warlord's
otters.
going to end up in the draft, Riverfolk are a fairly safe bet because you know lizards are there and they're good customers. You know rats are moderately good customers. Badgers are sometimes customers.
Yeah, I think if you pick
'Cause, here's
Warlord
what I'm
here, it does
thinking.
kind of nerf the Riverfolk
Otters,
slightly,
especially
Mhm.
if
because
rats end up getting
they get
picked,
to go
you're gonna have a good
first,
number
and there's
of
no chance to
potential
buy before
buyers,
that first turn.
Yeah,
But they're
that's a
also
good point.
gonna have people who can really mess with them in terms of board presence. And I don't know if I could trust myself in that situation to know the fine line between crafting for victory and crafting for too much, and making it too easy on
Our
I mean,
first
Warlord.
extended
just pick what you
strategy
want.
talk of the
Come on.
game here.
It's never too early, right?
Full reliable.
Like I said, ad set is its own
God
strategic
damn it.
space, and these players are going to explore it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my days!
See, so this is
Yeah, I mean, the draft is incredibly important. You can win or lose the game in the draft, I think, if things go
100%.
right or wrong. So it's warranted to take this amount of time and effort to think things through.
I'm returning to this first
should be able to do
Lizards pick
arrows.
here and choosing this homeland in the center of the board. I mean, I think the
I
more
guess
natural
we're not allowed
starting
to do
spot would be in
things
one
in
of those
this
northern clearings,
setup.
right?
I
Or are they
agree, absolutely.
It's either the top
anticipating
top mouse.
trying to like get that out of the hands
No,
of
top
one of the
mouse
other
doesn't
factions.
qualify either.
And you get that nice defensive position with like the two slot clearings right next to each other. And it's the suits that lizards want. It's bunnies and mouse. So
Right.
It's-
and they're
it's-
right next to each other, so
Right.
they're mutually reinforceable. Like that seems a little more
Everything's
natural
open,
to
pretty
me.
much.
So it's a very interesting and bold choice to go in the middle like that. And I'm curious what Derp has. No, Derp. Nevakanezah has up his sleeve.
Yeah, are we seeing aggro lizards? I'm not sure.
The left box, I think.
Left rabbit is. Oh, sorry, it's next to one of the.
Yeah, Focus. Macho Man chose lizards. Sorry, I'm still until they get their correct colors. I'm very confused by who's who.
I'll go for top mouse then.
Oh,
Right,
we have a Warlord pick.
selection, and with that, the first game of the tournament with both Marauders factions in the mix.
Yeah.
Very exciting. Warlord clearly preferring the right to the left here based on meeple
I
arrangements.
believe that's all correct.
All right, so that seems like it would naturally leave Riverfolk. But Salo disagrees.
Wow. Okay. This is going to be quite interesting. I mean, both the Warlord
expecting
and
that
the
also.
Badgers do like to walk around the map a lot. I mean, I can't help but think that this slightly...
I was wondering, because I've wondered before how
This
rats
might
go
help the
against
lizard slightly.
the Alliance,
Or
and
it
I
could be
haven't gotten
terrible.
to
We'll
really
see.
test that out well in the game yet. So
I wonder, though, with this
It's, the one thing I've
clearing
learned about rats versus
suit
Alliance
distribution
is that
if,
the Alliance
the
has
Alliance
to be
might
very
get a bit
careful
stuck.
not to
Yeah, I mean
feed
it's
the rats.
it's such a large concern for Wooden Alliance on Winter Map.
Those cards
Mhm.
are tempting, but
it-
you'll end up putting the
I mean,
Based
rats
on
at,
those
like,
supporters, if
7
they can get a
so
cordon
far,
going
so
in those rabbit clearings between
Yeah.
Warlord and
no, that makes a lot of sense.
and Badgers, or on the other side of Warlord, I
Uh,
think they've got a decent opening turn. They basically get to choose which way to push the Warlord, perhaps.
Yeah, and or the Badgers.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Not the mix I expected. This this is turning into another slightly low reach game.
I can't tell you how many times I've been surprised by what the final faction pool ended up being based on what I thought it would be.
I press done. You draft
Does
down
this give a
three cards. It's
bit of an
really well done,
advantage
I
to the
think.
warlord, do you think?
Cool. Is everyone ready to start the game?
It probably.
Yeah.
With lizards in the game, maybe countervailing
Put my
that?
I'm gonna
cards.
press done.
I think it depends so much on where Wooden Alliance sets up,
True.
or takes their first turn, I should say.
Okay, I'm good as well.
Wow, this is already
I'm ready.
crazy.
Go. Alright, I'm leaving.
All right,
Oh, should I put my hand?
look at these pros. They're doing the TTS jig correctly.
Very impressed. All right, and here we go. This is game 17, everybody. Get excited. Winter map, we have Nevakanezah choosing the lizard lizard cult. We have MarcustheCat with the Badgers. We have, wait a minute, who's in C2 with the Warlord? Is it Sergeant Derp?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, okay, so Derp going with the Warlord in C2, and going first, it's Salo.
Alright.
All right, turns are on. My HUD is off.
Was everyone back in their seats?
Yep. We're all promoted, so we can pick our own colors.
There we go.
Hell yeah. Cool.
Big first turn here for the
I'm
Woodland
gonna start my
Alliance. Really
turn
gonna
if that's,
set the
that down. Cool.
tone for this game and really
so
push that Plinko
I'm
disc
going
into the
to-
the whole thing.
Ooh,
Discard these two bad boys.
a coins and a T hitting the discard immediately,
Okay, wow.
and reinforcing the lizard's outcast,
Here.
which is probably good for lizards. I'm assuming they chose bunny intentionally.
One
Did they? I'm not
point.
sure if
Then
their
I'm
outcast
going
is set.
to...
It's on the lizard wizard
This
outcast
is-
thing.
Oh, I mean, I'm not sure that Nev set up his outcast already.
Oh, you mean you don't know if he did it manually, like
Cool.
choosing it?
Yeah.
And my turn, draw a card.
Because I think you choose it during setup, right?
Okay.
Yeah. So
I do not need to raise.
I don't know if it spawns in that position or if
so
he
I will just skip
put
to
it there.
root.
That's okay. So definitely creating a barrier between the Badgers and the Warlord.
Right. We are seeing this rabbit suit cordon here, which I'm not sure. Oh,
T.
crafting a T on turn one.
We haven't chosen a new mood. I note.
And then
We should have.
the hundreds.
Happens a lot.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, thank you, Tank. I do need to get out of the color.
I need to change my mood.
I appreciate
All right,
that,
there
Tank.
we go.
Yeah, I mean, this would be a great time to go grandiose if you're gonna craft a tea.
Right.
Go ahead and pick Rowdy.
Oh, yeah, we've seen a rowdy opening a couple times in this tournament so far, and it's not something we saw a lot in playtesting for Marauder, but it's I mean, it's not bad. Draws are
People like
good.
those early cards. People
Yeah.
like those early cards. Yeah, I saw pointed out in the chat, Katare pointing out that the Warlord is actually a little bit closer to those ruins on the right half of the winter map here, but that would require them
I
walking
don't
through
really see the need
Alliance
to do much
territory.
advancing
So
at the moment.
maybe the Alliance kind of slightly
So
delaying
I
that
just
first ruin
hang
item for the
tight.
Warlord.
Yeah.
And go ahead and draw 2 cards.
All right. Getting that card economy
And
going early is
score,
quite helpful for
2
the Warlord,
or
especially after a
1
craft on
point.
turn one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Okay.
A bit surprised we didn't see more movement there, I guess.
My turn.
Yeah, it was
I will
a conservative turn one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not bad, just
encamp.
not as immediately aggressive as you expect
Right.
from the Warlord.
I noticed he kept the Warlord in that top right clearing, that homeland clearing. So maybe still having an eye on getting out to the right-hand side there.
Yeah.
All right, our first encamp of the game. We've got a double encamp. This is probably the standard opening at the moment.
Absolutely. Just so
they're-
important to get that card draw activated right
And
away.
they're both figures? That's a
No
little surprising.
decamping, No recruiting.
More than a little. That's very surprising.
Grab some boat builders.
I would have expected a jewelry for sure.
Yeah. And just like, why have both of them be the same, right?
Right.
'Cause you can only recover.
Move up
Oh.
here.
Okay.
So Marcus crafted boat builders. That could be a very interesting
And
craft for this map.
That is actually
I'm
really,
going to
really
delve
handy
this
on
relic
this
here.
map, especially if the lizards are able to cut off a choke point. The badgers have at least some way to get around.
I will
But then again, with that garden set up in the middle,
relic.
it does make it pretty tough.
Yeah, that kind of poops all over your boat builder's plan if your strat was to like cut across the map that way.
Yeah, you still have to go the long way to get to that far right fox. Far left fox clearing.
Land,
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Gather retinue.
But that said, we know that
Put
the keepers are going to be
garden
focusing
here.
on rabbit and mouse, so
Put here.
probably
And
not the most
draw two
dire
cards.
positional situation.
Putting a bird card in Battle Delve and then a bird card in Recover. That's a solid turn 1, getting your action economy online.
Yeah, really nice looking retinue there.
Yeah.
Heightened rabbit.
Right.
Muscles. Ooh, is there a button for that?
I'm going to spend Discord.
You're in hated rabbit. Not
Then we're gonna do
too
some
many targets.
conspiracies. With my full respects to the rats, I'm going to use these to convert some rats.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
Just
Is Nevakanezah moving in up there? Is that what's happening?
I mean, that is a pretty
Okay.
natural target for the
Then
lizards,
we're going
right?
on to my daylight
Right.
buttons, and I'm just going
So
to
if he
reveal
has
my
the
king.
rabbit cards, he's probably going to be building this turn. We'll see. Looking for that second mouse garden just to get the card draw online. And we see it.
Put a mouse garden down.
I think the really concerning part about this move is that it's just
And rabbit.
it's intentionally hemming rats in even more. I mean, they were already against a wall in one direction. Now they're against a wall in another direction. I don't know that you want to corner anybody this early.
Yeah,
And
could be
then I'm going to
kind of
get my
counting
card.
on gaining some acolytes eventually out of this, but yeah, it seems like starting a forever war.
And
Right.
That moves me on to evening. And I'm going to not craft any of this and draw 2 cards.
I'm kind of already seeing this take shape a little bit, but it looks like we're going to have a lizard's half of the board and a badger's half of the board. And then the warlord is just going to have to
Right,
figure
so,
out how to dance the dance in between those two.
Interesting.
Poor
choices
warlord.
for people.
It's such a good start too. So I mean,
I'm going to.
of all the factions to bop on
build a
turn 1, that
base.
makes a little sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we've got the turn to
I get
revolt
2
from the
warriors,
Wither
I get
Alliance.
2 sympathy tokens.
And it is a Magic Christmas Land revolt because he gets the extra warrior at the base for having 2
Yeah.
sympathy and rabbit clearings.
I
A
will
very, very
spread
strong opening
some
from the Wither Alliance.
sympathy
Nice.
down over here.
Very resilient.
This is very quickly becoming very frustrating for both Badgers and Warlord. This
Yeah,
is.
I mean, Badgers are happy just to have been able to dump the bird cards into the
By
retinue
the
right
way,
away.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to get in your way, Badgers. I'm just putting it down here because that's the cards I've got at the moment.
Well, you're not trying to get in Badger's way, but you're in Badger's way. It's...
I will recruit 1 in my evening action.
I'm a bit happy to see that, though. Both of the insurgent factions have done a little bit to kind of chip away
your
at the
cards.
military factions.
Mm-hmm. It's a very interesting start.
I've ever seen a fully manned alliance space pop
Yeah,
down.
that base is going to be
That's
nigh
pretty
impossible to
solid
crack.
opening turn, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Magical Christmas Land Revolt on Winter Map in Winter Tourney.
It's fine.
Flavor.
We're all friends here. So recruit 3.
All right. Warlord's army looking pretty beefy already, even
No
after the
need to annoy.
conversions.
I'll be sure to actually choose my mood at the right timing this time.
There we go. Very nice.
And let's go ahead and grab Jubilant.
Oh, okay.
And then
Alright.
let's craft,
He's going to have to be a bit cautious
bag.
about
I think.
Ooh.
his ability to even have a card to incite with if he
Right.
moves into sympathetic territory.
Interesting to craft that bag. That shuts down
I need to
Relentless.
command the
One of the
hundreds.
best moods.
I've
Absolutely.
said I'm not thrilled with the way you're encroaching on my territory.
It's a religious observance.
Mm,
It's part of my tightly held religious beliefs of being in other people's way.
unfortunately for you, I think the rat legal system is
Shadow
pretty
Dice, they do,
repressive
yes.
when it comes to freedom and rights. So I'm not sure how much I can do to spare you there. Though I do also
keeping
wonder
the warlord
how
at
much of this
home,
is just
so I
baiting
guess
me. But you know,
keeping half an eye on
It's
expanding to the right.
They couldn't.
It's going to be so difficult to expand right and still incite
hey,
to trigger
you know,
Jubilant.
I'm just the warlord. I don't give the orders.
Maybe the plan is to incite just at home, and then hope that Jubilant rolls
And
a couple
then
of rabbits to get out to the ruins or
I'll
something.
go ahead.
If there's something I've learned playing a lot of Warlord,
do a
because,
battle.
dear Lord, I play a lot of Warlord. I never count on the mob die anymore. It is always what I don't want.
Of course, of course. Oh, in a battle against the lizards, Nev really getting his value out of those
Wow.
early acolytes.
Yeah, wow. What a payoff.
Yeah.
Great acolytes to the.
Does look like the outcast is going to switch suits this time. But
Not thrilled about that, but you know, what can you do?
rats have a clear path to escape
And
from
then I'll
this
go
northern
ahead
strip here.
and advance my warlord over here.
Okay, so we're definitely going for the left-hand side now.
That's all the advancing. I'll advance him back here. We're getting our nice.
Oh.
I mean, it's not a morning walk. Our nice afternoon walk in.
Okay,
And
so I guess
then
just
I'm going to
trying to build up some
incite
forces here, but I don't know. I think with the warlord, you want to try and get
in
into those empty
that
clearings.
mouse.
Yeah, I'd like to see that incite
And
somewhere
as
more
part
immediately
of
useful,
the
or at least closer
jubilant mood,
to an
I
immediately
now
useful
roll the
location.
mob die up to 4 times.
I mean, we could have seen perhaps.
Fox. No can do.
Yeah, that's tough in the northern strip
Fox
there to get
again,
the right
no
suit.
can
Because
do.
they literally are now down to one suit to roll.
And they're just going to roll the wrong suit
Do it.
every time.
Do it. 4 in a row.
God!
Yeah.
Wow.
I have been there. It is the worst.
Yeah, that's
This
tough.
is
I mean,
the,
that insight
Sigma
really.
warlord who
It
you
feels like
know
they're
what?
sticking
His
themselves
speeches
into
are
a
just
bottle
too
here.
high level.
Yeah.
The populace doesn't get what he's trying to say or get them mad about. And
Oof.
no matter how much
Big
he
oof.
talks, everyone's just like.
I mean, that's effectively a wasted turn for the Warlord. Is that wrong to say?
Warm up their
No one-
microwave dinners.
No one talked about it. There was
mean,
no,
you're
there's no
getting the
discussion
oppressed,
afterwards other than,
which is
oh,
nice.
that happened.
But beyond that, I
Sounds
really think
cool.
that positionally this was a bit of a missed opportunity for
Right.
sure.
Yeah, so,
Should have
that
incited in
was,
that fox clearing.
And I'll just score my
Yeah, Coconut Tank. We would have
piece and
mob tokens all the way down the side if Warlord was just in that left clearing at least.
To have goals.
I don't know that that's necessarily better, but
and draw 1 card.
Would have got
the
the
same number of mobs I managed to place with 5 opportunities. And that's
never
it for
trust
me.
the mob die.
never trust the mob die. It's a lesson hard learned but never forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
One thing to keep in mind too is
made
now that we have the
mistake
rabbit
last
base out,
turn
I think
of
the warlord could feel a bit
just
more
dragging
comfortable
both these way
building
stations out and putting them both on statues.
building those
Pretty sure I meant for one of them to be jewels. But
strongholds in that.
Okay, Mark is realizing he put down 2 statue way stations.
I thought that was some kind of weird strat.
And then realized it's just the little controls, the little screen. Makes it hard.
Gotcha. I know I've had times practicing Badgers where it's like, oh, I don't have the way station that I need.
Yeah.
Especially since I don't have the nice new graphics that show you what's on the other side super easily.
Right. Yes, on the updated way stations, they show a little symbol
and then
as to what's on the opposite side.
Yeah,
Just
very
around
nice, but small.
Quite small.
Get a badger back.
Yeah, Granatop Felsaft Drinker. I hope I got that I didn't. It's fine. I like your point that the lizards have a tough time reacting to those mobs if the
Crafting,
outcast isn't
crafting
just right.
anything.
So, getting that kind of mob
sorry.
spread
Before
going
I
in the
go into
lizard's
daylight,
territory
I'm
may have
gonna
been one way to
recruit.
gather those items with a bit more speed.
Recruit
Mhm.
again.
Yeah, because right now the warlord's in a tough spot where they're not really close to any of the ruins, and it's going to be a minute before they are. Right? I feel like it's going to take at least 2 more turns, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at what point do you just kind of forego the ruins and focus on a press? Because,
Okay.
I mean, we've seen a warlord win with no items in the horde the entire game in the beginning of the tournament, and we've seen a couple games with just very low numbers of horde items. So maybe just cut your losses and focus on expanding now.
I think that's a really good call. Yeah, and having both the command and prowess at 2 means you've got a decent number of actions to kind of clear the way.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're rolling dice
Maybe that's
again.
what they're considering for the sympathy in the top right on the next turn. We'll see.
Move over here for my move.
As it stands, the keepers have a relatively free hand in the south there, and they may be looking to
And
start to delve a little further from home.
Yeah, I think in general keepers often focus on delving opportunistically where they started, and then they get forced into that mid-game conundrum of having to expand somewhere else. So now I'm wondering, sort of separate from this game or anything, just idly, if there's value in aggressively pushing early, delving, and then working your way back towards where you started.
If you roll with a keeper.
Yeah, as in a sprint to the other side to
Right.
then kind of harvest your way back.
Yeah.
What I was doing.
There's something very cats-like about that strategy that I think it just might be a little tough to get that much movement
So
early in the
first,
game.
True.
But that's something to balance, right? Is
You know
it
what?
the
Actually,
sooner you can get far
I'm going
away?
to lose this card anyways.
Usually it's a
sympathy, so I
bit
might as
less
well recruit
build-up
again with
going
it.
on in the map at that point, so
Mhm.
I have an easier time ruling clearings.
A lot of bad.
That said, that's a bit of an opening blunder, I would say, from
Can get them out pretty quickly.
Marcus, but he's recovered nicely. It didn't really impact things too
Alright.
much.
Yeah, I don't think this is end of the world. It's just
Daylight was
a slight stumble. And honestly,
Yeah,
Badgers could use a slight stumble for the rest of the table's sake.
I mean,
Oh,
that
no.
could be a little bit of a PR victory for them. They could spin it that way too.
True. Esoteric 42, thank you so much for subscribing. I appreciate it so much. Thank you.
So
Oh, Lord.
Here.
That is a giant badger ball going right on top of that Wooden Alliance
Ooh.
base.
Hello, neighbor.
Okay.
All right, we see the first rabbit clearing taken over here. Looking like they're going to
So
delve in
I
that south kind of
will-
central forest there.
Mm-hmm.
But first, they have to get through this battle against 3
I'll
alliance.
delve here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they could do it that way.
Okay.
Oh, and they have the 3.
Good. And I will battle that sympathy there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no ambush.
All right. You can draw another card.
Very happy to.
Thank
Marcus is very happy to not see an ambush there. That would have been quite
And-
painful.
Yeah.
Point
Yeah.
for Badgers.
Yeah, point for Badgers. All right, and then for my
So that was a
By
battle.
evening,
No delve possible since there's no
think
forests
will
that have relics nearby
some
or
moving.
adjacent. On the winter map, notably, the raging river divides the forest as if it were a path.
I almost wonder if the first battle should have been in that mouse clearing on the side to get the trinket in the upper half above the river, and then the second one could take the one that was below.
and
You risk
then-
burning a card, but you had 2 ruled clearings. It's pretty good.
Right, that is pretty good.
Oh,
and
we're doing a flip.
These are very acrobatic badgers.
The things they can do in armor, you wouldn't believe.
All right. With an alliance totally unfazed by the presence of all those badgers. There's still, I guess, a badger left in that clearing. Sorry, I missed that at first, but I think Marcus left one behind.
I wonder how
That's about it.
intentional that
So
is.
then
What does
I
it do for
will
you hanging out
trigger,
there?
I mean, I
living up
guess
the land.
you have the option of encamping at a certain moment.
Maybe.
And you
Draw
could
my 4
technically
cards, 3 cards.
delve, I guess, but I think you're more than likely going to lose that badger.
Oh, I guess maybe just to prevent living off the land. Chat's pointing out.
That makes sense. Yeah, of course.
You know, I often see people just take it along and let it die in that case, but I wonder. I haven't seen enough experimentation with leaving it behind like that. That's really interesting.
The thing is, with the warlord in the mix, that could just be a way
Marcus,
to make
where are you
a press
going
more
for that,
expensive.
Yeah,
delve on this?
yeah.
It has some benefits. I like that move. That's actually a really nice
Delve?
move for
Yeah.
Marcus.
Oh,
Over
I'm on your side of the map.
Yeah, you can understand my trepidation about an imminent badger arrival.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna need 3 clearings eventually. I mean, you've placed yourself inconveniently in the middle of all of these clearings with all of these relics. So
Such is the nature of badgers.
Very calmly baring teeth
the
here.
lizards. So,
Marcus and Nevakanezah each have such interesting approaches to table talk, and to see it clash is always it's entertainment at the least.
Okay.
I feel like Marcus is so direct that it's a little bit disarming.
If you
Whereas
need any
Nev
help,
is like so over the top
I have
sometimes.
ways
That's
of dealing
also
with
pretty
such
charming in
stuff.
and of itself.
Yes.
They're both great table talkers.
in
It's
my own
mostly-
interest in those clearings.
I'm mostly just curious if you had it planned for next turn or not. So, question answered in that regard.
no, I'm
Okay.
not planning. I'm not that good at badgers.
All right. We start out with adjusting the outcast. It's going to Mouse.
I like that Nev started the table talk here. I
Mhm.
think this is a good moment to do so. Just sort of acknowledging the arrival of an opponent on
One
your
of these days
doorstep
I'll remember that
and saying,
discard
hey, what are your
exists for
intentions?
Right click. We discard the Lost Souls. We're performing.
Because we saw earlier, he has that rabbit card in hand. He was
performing conspiracies.
considering
Those are in
recruiting
now, so they
into that southern rabbit clearing. And I think that may be off the books for this turn.
Yeah.
can do.
May instead seek to
I think I'll hold
interrupt
off
the
on
oppressed
conspiracies
in
this
the
turn.
north.
But I am going to go and reveal my hand.
All right. Full hand here from the
Spend
lizards.
that mouse.
Oh.
Ooh, that's a very glaring bird
2 points.
ambush there.
I'm going to drop some.
And 2 dominance cards
into the
in
other-
Mouse
Yeah.
and Bunny. That could be very powerful.
Oof. Nice that those are in the control of the
And then
lizards
drop
so
Yeah.
early on.
those
Yep.
over in that badger corner.
That can be huge.
Again, Mouse and Bunny, those clearings in the north just feel so... Okay, so he's going
It's
to
a
recruit in that
prophylactic
rabbit in the
measure.
south. But
Oof.
just to return to this point for a second, those northern clearings are so much more natural for the lizards. So I find it interesting
Even
that Nev is
return
kind of
these
insisting
cards
on
to
this
my
central
hand.
presence.
Yeah, it
Mouse, so I can't really craft.
it almost seems doomed to bloody violence
Draw my 2
in some
cards.
way. It
Yeah.
I don't see a
Well, I
world where
guess-
that doesn't get in the way of badgers and or warlord.
This could get messy for sure, but we see that actually he did end up recruiting in that South Rabbit, so it seems like he's going for 2 different
Where do I want this to
Mouse
go?
Rabbit clearings than we would have initially expected. Yeah, it is a problem for the badgers if the lizards get a garden there. That's a big issue.
I do like seeing badgers slowed down like this. I think that's something that tables are going to have to learn how to do as badgers players become more experienced and badger counterplay develops.
Right.
It's just
I'm going to
it's interesting.
Access Sympathy.
Yeah, Lizard's doing a nice job of just slowing the
Over
game down. This is
here.
a good point from Katari.
For point.
That's what they want to do.
Then end my turn. I'm going to train an officer. Cool.
All right. With an alliance holding
Hmm.
steady, I think they've got a good position right now. But going to be a little tough to expand because Marcus did a great job of leaving martial law and that fox clearing adjacent.
Mhm.
The warlords got martial law going.
Do I craft now or later? Ours.
Gooserino, Magic Christmas Land. In this game, Magic Christmas Land is that rabbit clearing, but this is just a silly name I came up with for anytime the Woodland Alliance revolts and they have a sympathy in one or more matching clearings around the board. They get an extra warrior at that base, so it's like they get a free recruit.
Wow.
Just call it Magic Christmas Land because it's not that often that you see
Then
it.
I will recruit
Here we
2
go,
more
a Coins Craft from the Alliance.
warriors.
Whoa.
In my
I mean, it is
step.
alarming anytime you see Wooden Alliance jump ahead in
And I will
points
want 2 more cards.
like that.
What day there?
So this is concerning for the table, but at the same time, like you said, they've set up martial law. Wooden Alliance is in a tough spot.
Let's see how the die feels about
with
me.
5 warriors at that base, they're going to be left alone for the time being. I think this top
You need to
sympathy
get
is a
money to
good
get,
candidate for
that
loot
raise
from the
price.
warlord now, right?
Oh,
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's only a 1/3 chance to be able to put something down, but foxes every time? Like, man.
That's rough.
I had this exact thing happen to me where it kept rolling Fox and I needed not Fox. I'm starting to think the mob die is cursed to roll Fox in some way.
Yeah, wow.
I'm not gonna
That's some
annoy. I
very
am going
unfortunate
to
luck.
choose a mood.
What do we go this turn?
When in doubt, go with Rowdy. Welcome back, Nev.
Okay. Maybe trying to offset the
It's always a pleasure.
outrage.
Glad
possibly.
to have you back.
You're an important part of my life.
Amanda Applesauce,
I'm
is
so
Salo
glad to
as the
hear that
Woodland
you feel
Alliance
the
Crafts
same way that
Propaganda
I do.
Bureau. The table should absolutely run
And
and
I'm gonna
just
go
beat down
ahead
that
and
base.
Yeah.
Because it may already be too late.
Yes.
that.
I will never stop fear-mongering
Demanding the
Wooden
100.
Alliance with Propaganda Bureau. I think it is the
I
single
feel
strongest
that
faction card
will
synergy in the
A
game.
stronghold
It is horrifying.
there.
I mean, Woodland Alliance has a point lead, but also is just clearly winning.
Yes.
I'll move. Some dudes.
All right, we're just toggling around in the north here. Just marching back and forth.
I'd like to see some
Getting
expansion.
practice in.
There. And now it's time to advance. I'll take
Granite Tap, you're wrong. There we go.
little group here,
Ooh.
and I will battle in that top fox.
The thing about Propaganda Bureau with Wooden Alliance is it allows Wooden Alliance to win without any bases on the map,
Yep.
Right.
which they otherwise cannot do. So that is why it's so incredibly dangerous. It nullifies their one weak point.
It's slightly faster
I'll tell you,
of a
I'm not
threat with the
planning
Woodland
on going
Alliance.
after
With Riverfolk, it's more of a
your,
like long-term
gardens,
advantage.
yeah.
You know, they can preserve one fund
I'll play this.
Okay.
in the end game, for example. But
Yeah, I mean it's great, but it's not the same as eliminating your one weakness and being able to win,
That's fair.
with no weaknesses, with no Achilles heel for the table to exploit.
All right. Some more Acolyte action for the Lizards here. They are sitting on a pretty impressive 7 Acolytes right now.
Yeah, that's gonna wreck somebody's day when
Someone's
Nev
gonna
comes
feel very
calling.
sad.
Yeah.
So the Outcast does matter quite a bit, I think, on this
I will
turn.
not
Mhm.
Currently, it's
incite.
going to stay on mouse and become
I
hated,
will
which is
press
very
for
scary.
twice as many points,
Could see Lizards expand to
and
anywhere.
I will draw for twice as many cards.
They could even crusade south.
So we saw
what
the
their
warlord
plans-
himself advance back
And
to
I will go ahead.
that bunny. Do you think that's too conservative?
It maintains martial law is one thing I noticed about that, but again, I mean,
Ooh,
they
didn't camp
they have
here.
some oppress that they could have scored in that left-hand fox
Make
clearing
sure I
there,
got it the right
with an
way
advance
this
kind of
time,
forward, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But
because it doesn't really
yeah, I'm
matter.
not sure why they're being so cagey at this moment,
Sort of matters.
shading their points when I think. But perhaps that's a response to what the
Probably the
faction that is in the best
statues
position right
that
now.
are-
The Alliance just maintaining martial law may be more of a priority.
And then
Hard to say.
camping.
Hard to say for sure.
Pacifist warlord.
We've moved on from the ennui warlord to the pacifist warlord.
One comment I'll make about the Warlord's current setup that I do like, though, is that the Horde has 2 bags in it.
Yes.
And I know that Relentless is a really strong mood, and
Don't
it's
think I'm
a little painful to
recruiting.
lose it. But the fact that both items are the same means they still retain a good number of moods while getting that command to that 3 threshold.
Well, it's not at 3 yet is the issue.
Right. Once they get across the 3 thresholds, sorry,
Yeah.
I should have been a little more specific.
I think I just need to move one.
But I do agree. Like, doubling up on items is always great, even if it's losing you a good mood.
I feel like Marcus is becoming a target for the lizards, and we are kind of seeing that Nev-Marcus entanglement that we were mentioning at the beginning.
Yeah.
You blend into the background a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I
Yeah,
can
those
color
gray
tokens if you
silver
want to.
warriors on winter map.
If it's easier.
Nah, if I miss
Coconut Tank, I do think there is some difference, some room there between Isolationist with 6 clearings and Isolationist with, 3 clearings, 2 clearings. We've seen a lot of 2 clearings and now 3 clearings for Warlord this game, and I'd just like to see a little more of a push to get a more consistent scoring pace.
All right.
Okay,
Nice.
nice.
Cool.
Preserves that retainer. It's a good draw. Is Marcus going to battle and delve any of those lizards? That's one of my
Outcast is
questions.
going to.
Oh, just noticing the outcast now. Uh-oh. Yeah, this is going to be quite scary for Badgers, especially in that bottom right corner there.
Yeah.
Give you the acolytes.
But there's no more way station there. I saw he's decamped. Okay. Kind of making a little bit of a leapfrog here. You see those connected way stations making their way across the map. I think this is quite interesting from the Badgers.
I think there's a world where Marcus pushes those 3 that are in the bunny clearing to Fox and maybe pushes another one out.
There.
Did we get our 1 move already? We must have, because we're on Battle Delve. We got that delve. So there's not enough moves to move and recover next turn, but that could set you up for a 3 Fox rule,
So the chances
which is
of,
good for recovering.
Yeah, I mean, we started off saying that maybe it's mouse and
So this
rabbit.
one, right?
That's going to be important for Badgers, but it looks like it might actually be fox.
It might be Fox after all.
I think I'll just pass on it. It's too risky otherwise.
Okay.
Then
Yeah,
on
just gonna
my
evacuate, it looks like.
move and recover.
That's move or recover.
We'll move.
Has 2 retainers there. So yes, he is going for these foxes, like you mentioned.
Interesting. I was expecting some more retreat out of the mouse clearings.
Actually, hold on.
Oh, reconsidering.
The nice thing is he can use 1 retainer to recover both of those relics.
Yeah.
If he can get enough.
There you go.
If he can get a second
Fox
Fox
presence.
clearing, yeah, he could recover both of them.
Move. Trying to dodge sympathy.
Yeah, he's got some positional homework here, Marcus does. He may have to hang on to those relics. It's a little bit nerve-wracking having those exposed, but at the same time, there's not really a faction that can
And I'm also
battle
trying to
him
dodge
there.
agents.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like lizards are poised to switch to
Yeah,
Fox
I
and
know, I
convert
would
the warriors away in
definitely
battle. It's
Fox.
Warlord's so
I
far
doubt-
away. I mean, they're relatively safe for the moment.
Yeah, and I doubt Woodland Alliance is going to spend the actions to like go south in battle, especially with the armor that the
Yeah.
relics grant the Badgers
2
there.
officers.
Yeah, this
I'm gonna
ability
move
called
in
Devout
here.
Knights, where if they have a relic in the same clearing, they ignore the first hit. Kind of like the stubborn mood for Warlord.
Yep.
Yeah, just making that extra secure, kind of like keeping the powder dry for next turn. It seems like. Oh no, they're gonna go for it. Oh, just gonna move and prepare. I see.
And then
That's good though, because it
I
gets
will-
you through that lizard blockade that Nev's trying to create, and it means that on a future turn, Marcus can encamp and recruit up over there to secure control of that side of the map.
And then I'll.
All right, here
fill
we've had to
my
live off the
retinue.
land instead of leaving one behind.
It does deny a potential convert target for the lizards.
That is a good point. So he's definitely sidestepped
Ooh.
a potential threat there.
Propaganda Bureau and a fox ambush going into the retinue.
So that's only 2 ambushes unaccounted for.
I guess a little bit nice for the table to see Propaganda Bureau out of the hands of the Woodland Alliance
No, the mouse ambush is also in the.
in a relatively harmless location.
Yeah.
Discard.
Releases some of
Definitely,
the
you're right.
tension in the room.
So that's just
Right.
the by
Signaling
ambush
this
for
transition
Washington
towards
Roll.
Fox, though, as well.
Yeah.
See with that final retinue placement.
And then I'll draw 3 cards.
So definitely setting up a Fox
That's
turn
right.
here.
Yeah.
Gonna maybe look to end camp in that Fox clearing. We'll see.
Yeah.
Also, that's a very scary retinue if it goes off.
I was just gonna say if
Yeah.
they
Mhm.
Very
place
flexible.
the jewelry way station in
Well, it's
that
not
bottom
mouse.
left Fox
I'm happy
clearing.
with that.
Oh, I guess they wouldn't need to because they already have it
You're
in the
adjusting
Fox.
the outcast. We're going to Hated Mouse.
But it could allow for some recruits to
Dual-
help
yeah.
take control of fox clearings if that becomes
That's
an
a good
issue.
point.
No worries.
That's a good point.
Uh,
Getting ready to deny the oppress from the center left there.
Mhm.
Conspiracies. This one I've been mulling over.
It's
I'm
a
not
nice
sure.
turn from Marcus.
Tough.
Yeah, I think some very important
So many
positioning to set up for the mid to late game.
Yeah. He's also done a nice job of maintaining that retinue and not losing any cards.
Yeah.
To exchange
So
a
he's
wrath.
got a strong thing going right now.
Okay.
And Badgers can afford to sandbag like that because they can be so
Remember
bursty. They
Marshall
don't
lost
need
that
to necessarily force themselves to keep pace.
Yeah. All right, so we've had our first
Not wrong,
convert.
but you do have to
I mean, you can convert all 3 rats if you wanted to. There you go.
One of the only targets in the position, actually, except for those badgers off to the right.
hmm
Let's see.
But again, those northern clearings are super valuable for lizards. I wonder if he's going to go with like a strategy where he builds multiple mouse gardens. What do you think?
Oh, man, it feels like that's what he's pushing toward with this move, but I don't love going tall into a suit like that for lizards.
Yeah. Going tall meaning trying to
They are a
aim
bit
for
hard to see
many,
in this
many
map.
gardens of the same suit. To
Yes,
get,
yeah.
To make each of those scoring opportunities a little extra juicy.
Badgers get a winter.
It's
bonus.
we're getting purple badgers. But yeah, I mean it's less scoring, it's less points potential than going wide. It's centralizing your power a bit, and because it's you're forced to use more cards of the same suit to recruit in multiple locations, and it's shutting down some of your draw potential because you're not getting the card icons. So it's just
That's a good point. Yeah.
it's not something I love, but sometimes you're forced to do it as the lizards. You don't always get a choice where your cards push you or where the outcast
I don't
pushes
know why
you.
I feel this, but it just seems like the type of
Conspiracies?
offbeat strategy that
Gonna go
Nev
ahead
would have studied in
and-
some detail by himself at some point in the past,
I do
and
have
like
to
has
do
some
this
great idea for it.
before
It just
I
feels
do
like it's that sort of thing.
daylight.
I believe it.
Let's see if he goes for
Dome
it.
swap. And score the mouse.
Oh, so exciting! I love seeing this. So this is a bit of nice
Number
lizards
2.
play here. Spending that
Reveal the rest
bird
of my
card
hand.
in order to pull the mouse dominance out of the dominance card discard pile,
hmm
and then spending that suited dominance card. It's
Oh,
called a
we're
dom
gonna
swap.
pull
We see
this.
that a lot with the lizards play, and I think that's worth cash money in this game.
All right, so it looks like lizards chose just to do the one convert simply to mess with the press and get a return on investment by getting that acolyte back with the future battle, which is not the worst thing if
2 rabbits.
I thought Warlord was in a stronger position. It might be antagonizing the wrong person at the moment, is my concern.
Yeah, it's really kind of just giving a kick to the person who's
Like so.
not really winning, I think, in this position. And it kind of disrupts martial law up there as well. I think that might leave
Turn
some
everything
room for the Alliance to expand.
That's a good point.
And
Although the fact that it's a mouse clearing might mean that the Alliance would rather choose to revolt in the bottom right rather than spread up there. So this could be a calculated decision, but nevertheless, it puts the Warlord in a tough spot
Yeah.
and perhaps opens the door to the Alliance. We'll
Is
see.
anyone else really afraid of badgers? I know they're not like. It's just that retinue
Yeah.
could go off. Wait, they've got 5 points here.
Some nice table talk from our points leader here.
To make sure we don't lose cards by being over here.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I don't think, because of the way lizards have set themselves up, I don't think the warlord's going to be able to intercept. So, I feel
yeah.
like it's going to be a race for points instead of an actual.
Which is just
But
a
as long as you
terrible
guys
thing
are
to
both
hear if
camped
you
in the
are the
middle,
lizards.
I don't think there's
that
really.
we are in a points race. The lizards are going to want to try and disrupt
it's
as
going to be
Yeah.
very, very
soon as
difficult
possible.
for me to delve.
In fact, they may
and
actually be
recover
saving those
everything,
acolytes
'cause
to
these
sanctify
are needed for pretty
that
much
base.
all of my
We'll
recovers.
see if that comes up later
Yeah.
on.
I
mean,
mean,
go
if
on the
you
side
can
of
get
the
some
finger.
good retinue cycling, I mean, I suppose on the left side of the map you do need a pretty specific suit, but Badgers can do a lot of recovering if they get the card draw up.
Yeah, I think they are
I mean, the
kind of
only ones
onto
you're
what
sort
we
of
were
knocked out
talking about
from
here,
are
which is that
these
once
ones over
Badgers
here.
start to operate on those
Right,
fox
I'm aware
suits,
of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
they're going to be scoring a lot of points.
These, and these.
So a bit of a shaded point thing going on right now with the Badgers.
So the question is do I race or?
Question is, are you wondering whether you can take this?
Oh,
Yourself?
no one's taken that himself. No.
Okay, yeah.
I was
got it.
wondering
That
that
would
too. I'm like, what's the decision here? Race or what?
Well, yeah, well, Woodland Alliance,
It's
all they
sad.
do is race, right? They're not
Right.
here
I feel like it's going to be a race game because no one's going to be.
I've seen. I played a
not here to
funny
storm the
game with
keep, you know?
Tristan once. He's from way back in Woodland Warrior days and stuff.
Right,
And
wrote one of the original guides to Root.
Yeah.
Really inspired me and Sam,
my
actually, by the way,
command
when
can
we were
only
first
get
starting
me
out
so
as Root
far.
players.
yeah, because it was just about the only thing that was out there, which was so amazing.
Legendary.
To get those
But to circle back to the point, I played a game with him once where he did his like turn 2 revolt with the Woodland Alliance, and then he spent the rest of the game trying to play them as a militant force, just to try and make it work as a strategy. And it did not work, but
No, they don't have the warrior count for it.
No,
It's
they
hard to
don't.
carry your weight around.
But I'm getting flashbacks to that, hearing Salo talk about racing or something else.
Right.
At the full force. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do this then anyway.
So yeah, I'm wondering what the
Make
Woodland
another
Alliance
base.
is trying to negotiate here, because I think they're just going to do whatever they're going to do.
Right.
Well, cool.
So
And that's
here
not
we
to say
go.
they
We've got-
lack like interactivity or anything. They can manipulate the game a lot in terms of
Right.
where they spread and who they harass. But
Yeah, and here we go. They're actually going to leave the poor warlord alone for a second. I mean, with the mob token in that clearing, it would blow up the sympathy anyway. But
that's not always the worst thing, because you're guaranteeing that you're going to get your outrage fed. You're opening back up a clearing that you can maybe spread back into.
yeah, you make the other sympathy that you spread on that turn for organize even more valuable as well.
Yep.
So not a bad investment.
Stop the badges.
But here we go. We've got a second base on
I'm
board.
in a position
I
that
wouldn't-
I tend to be a fan of this on Winter Map for
nice
Woodland
if I
Alliance.
need to, but
More card draw, a little more
I'm
like
not in a
movement
great
is
spot
helpful.
to really do
Yeah.
anything against
I don't know how much work that corner is going to do, but I do agree that the other benefits probably outweigh any lack of benefit from being in that corner.
100%. I think this
That's
is
true.
it's very far away
I'm
from
not
the
like-
action. So to me, that's like a
not-
safety base. You know?
Yeah.
Lizards are the
Just have it for the card draw, keep it lightly defended.
Yeah. I'm going to make an officer. I'm gonna craft this card from T.
Okay.
Hello.
0 warriors left in the
listen to
supply for the Alliance. Every warrior is doing something. This is full development for the Alliance.
That's
Like,
scary.
Yeah. Every warrior is contributing now.
Cool.
This is a bad spot for the table. Yeah, Amanda Applesauce pointing out that this whole kind of alliance crisis began with the crafting of the coins, the alliance, and the tea as well. So
Yeah.
That goes. So 6 to 8.
they got 2
over
rabbits and a
here.
mouse. That's a pretty ideal opening sympathy spread there for crafting. Yeah, I
One
like the
over
position
here,
they've
and
got.
I'm going
It's good
to
alliance play.
blow that up for Pointo.
But again, it's Winter Map. Martial law is literally everywhere. That's
Yeah,
what
I mean,
it's
at what
supposed
point does Wooden Alliance run up against a wall and have difficulty continuing what they're trying to do?
Yeah, and with a pretty
Oh,
stable
is
kind of
anyone discarding-
sedentary
I think people aren't
faction like the
discarding.
Lizards in play, they're could
Well,
be
Velocity will
less
definitely be
movement
mouse.
interaction
Feel like
with
it will
the sympathy than usual.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to
Change it.
spend that much. I'll be spending bunnies.
It's so funny. The game earlier today, was over in 5 rounds, and we're on round 4 apparently right now.
It's a chatty table. But I think the
Might
table
just
talk they're
be
doing, at least in the
one bunny
beginning,
now,
was
actually.
making some sense to me.
No, I think it's just slow points gain. It's just an entangled, slow game.
That's what the lizards need for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah. No,
I
it's
think
what lizards want.
a faction like the Alliance really is comfortable with the game being over very fast.
Mhm.
And the Warlord also wants a slower game too. Let's not forget. So,
Yeah.
as I saw in chat earlier that there's some open space here on the left for the Warlord to push into for that oppress, and I think we have to see that this turn, or
Oh yeah.
else it's going to be like far too slow.
It's a race between Warlord and Badgers for those clearings right now, and Warlord wants to get in there first.
Yeah.
You
I
have
think this
some
is
guy to defend the sympathy here?
Okay, so the
no, I'm
Alliance
okay.
is starting to recruit a bit. I don't know if I love this because I just don't feel like that base is under any threat right
But again,
now,
that's not bad. I don't.
except from the lizards. The outcast stays in mouse. That's bad news for the Alliance.
He's gonna recover before I can actually set.
Yeah,
go
they've
up, so
definitely put a target on themselves.
I'm-
So
I'm not that interested in that.
see what Nev is thinking about that.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he's just gonna recover before I do anything. So
Okay, so the Alliance considering defending that sympathy in the Southern Fox clearing. It sounds like
I think we'll
versus recruiting.
dump one guy here, call it a day, draw 3 cards.
Okay. Choosing a little more of a defensive approach.
Hell
That's
yeah.
fine. They're in a comfortable
Love cards.
points lead right now, I think.
Let's see if we
Comfortable
Staying
points
solid.
lead, uncomfortable outcast. Yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's a loaded gun for the lizards for sure.
Oh my goodness, another fox.
Oh no.
Wow.
That's the story of this game. Definitely
Am I just
cursed.
rolling
Oof.
it badly, or
He could be
I
if he's
mean-
pushing E or
No, I can recognize an E roll. That was not an E roll.
Let's find out.
So,
Okay, cool. Nah, it's not
The
bad.
test roll.
no. Somebody else rolled it and it came up a different
Okay.
suit. That's got to be annoying.
the odds are against me for getting out. The odds are not against me for rolling Fox. What is it, 6 times in a row now?
Yeah, chat. Can we get if anyone has a statistics background, maybe Lily is the person to ask about this. What are the odds about that?
Is me recruiting a few times.
Squidmark, unclear how familiar Sergeant Derp is with the rats.
And then
I think
anointing,
they are
I will
a solid community member who has
choose
not played a lot of
a
public
new
games so
mood.
far. So
Yeah.
we're learning about their play by watching this game, actually.
Yeah, I think you said at the start that he hasn't played a lot with the wider community, just with the people at home. So this is one of those interesting cases of introducing an external meta to the online meta and seeing how they interact.
Yeah. Because I like to wear
think
tinfoil hats
I'll
and
choose stubborn.
paranoid. What I would say is that's a really good chance to disguise your preparation. That
That
way no one has any idea how you play. You can be a wild card.
Full crafted boot.
Chat, I'm so appreciative that you all did the numbers crunching here.
So
So
thank
here's
you.
what I got from Printer Bang. We've got
So
the chances
sad,
of rolling.
and yet
What is it? 6 foxes in a row
Also so useless this game.
is
arguably.
1 in 3 to the 6th power.
And then
Oof.
for commanding the hundreds,
Versus
I'm going
gives
to
about an
build
8%
twice.
chance.
We'll spend a bird.
No,
to
it's worse than that.
build
It's 1 out of 729
this fox.
realities here. We've got
I'll
6
spend
foxes in a row.
coffin makers to build in bunny. Then for my
Interesting. Lots of
third
strongholds.
command, I will go ahead and battle
Crafting, maybe?
Eh.
in this bunny clearing.
Yeah, crafting is a good call. We now see 2 bunny crafting points, 1 mouse and 1
And
fox.
I-
That sets you up for a pretty decent spread of crafting
So
options.
then
That is
for
true.
my advancing,
Okay, so clearing the way there. No more oppress in that rabbit clearing.
I will, I think,
Is the warlord going to get distracted and head off to the right to battle that single lizard? Let's find out.
See,
Maybe
that's
I
what
had
I would have liked the command to take care of that.
Right.
But I guess the command is spent on building strongholds this time.
move.
Well, right. So here, let's look for the expansion
some
here. Now he's going to head
boyos
back.
here,
Okay.
and I'll battle that lizard.
Go ahead.
I feel like he's staying kind of like low and tight here, but I'm not sure how sustainable that is for the long run.
I don't think it's
In terms of
sustainable at
points,
all.
then-
I don't think the points just keep pace with factions like Wooden Alliance and Badgers.
But here we go. Is he pushing into
Move some
sympathy here?
warriors over
Pushing into
Yes.
sympathy.
Triggering
And he can
outrage.
actually loot here because the
We're gonna
alliance
have
has
to draw.
crafted both coins and
You
tea,
don't have any cards. Cool.
both of which are going to be very helpful.
I have
Coins would
the
get him to
average
4
rat hand
commands.
size, which is none.
But he already has a T, so there's a lot of merit to taking the
Battle,
T and not
I'll
shutting
say
down.
that
Good
I
point
am
as well,
looting.
actually, yeah.
Cool.
Okay, yeah, he does it. The nice thing about looting the alliance
I'll
here is that
take
the sympathy is
the
technically
Alma
undefended,
ambush.
so
Yep.
you'll deal no
There you go.
rolled hits.
Yeah.
But you still deal the extra hit, which means you get to
Exactly,
eat your cake and have it too.
The T.
Okay, so he's going
Good
for the
choice.
T. He's looking to kind of
And
just
the point.
develop that prowess track. Maybe he's got, I don't know, because
And
hammer, sword,
That
and
is
crossbow all
that I
require
can do
fox
with my
crafting.
turn,
So
so I will not incite.
know.
He's
I
got the
will
one
content
Foxcraft now. He just
myself
built
with
that stronghold in the
pressing
top left.
masses
there we go. Actually, yeah.
and drawing a singular card.
No cards in hand though, so banking on crafts that you don't have is risky.
Yeah, especially with the card economy that the warlord has, which is namely almost none. You're on a drip feed of 1 card a turn for pretty much the whole game, unless you're rowdy.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to end camp.
I feel like this is kind of what the rat's hand looks like at this point in the game, kind of no matter what strategy you have.
Yeah, pretty much.
And going with stubborn, so maybe anticipating some kind of attack. Not sure from who, but
It feels overly defensive. to me. I guess it's
Yeah.
because the plan was to move the warlord to that top right with only one other warrior to defend it, but
right.
I don't know. Are you expecting Badgers to opportunistically move in
makes no
and
sense
battle
to do
you?
jewelry,
I
so
guess
yeah.
there's maybe a
mean,
world where that happens, but that doesn't seem
Yeah,
like their
just
first
the warlord's
priority.
a little lightly
That's right.
defended here, so if this was the kind of plan from the time of choosing stubborn, I think that's okay. Just, yeah, a little exposed, but
Decamping,
not sure there's a way to take
probably-
advantage of it right now.
decamp this one.
I'll note that we are now at 2 mouse, 2 rabbit for the
Don't think I need
Lost
that
Souls
right
pile.
now.
So Outcast is still staying mouse, but has the potential
Mhm.
to change to bunny with 1 more card.
3,
Right.
That was tough to say for some reason.
3,
Yeah.
5. Move everyone over. 3.
All right. So we did see the decamp here. So the fox
The majority.
kind of
Yeah.
transformation is
cool.
complete. The
Um,
problem here for Marcus is that it's unless you can recruit a bunch right now, it's going to be a little tough to get into those other fox
then
clearings.
I will
Yeah.
recruit.
But he's
There
got
it is.
It's very nice. That's that good card draw from the multiple way stations.
It's just so
Very
powerful.
helpful in a pinch like this.
Yeah.
Because remember, he did put 2 foxes into his retinue, so he was intentionally a bit limited on recruits, I guess.
Okay.
But that's it. That's enough to
And
win
then-
rule of this clearing.
Esoteric. I can assure you it's not vodka because I don't drink at all. I'm a very boring person.
So for daylight, craft false orders.
Nice.
False orders craft. Nice.
False orders. Love to
And
see
move them
that.
over here.
Very nice.
Don't love to see the cards stacked that way so that you can't see the card underneath,
then-
but that's, petty little things.
We will
Show me the text. Show me the text.
move over
I'm an
here.
advocate for it.
For another move.
This is a very counterintuitive thing, though, I will say. Because it looks like from the animation that you're supposed to stack
And
the cards
I will.
top to bottom, but it's
Mhm.
actually bottom to top.
Yeah, that's a good point. That image probably should
I'm
be
going to declare.
not like
my-
reversed, but should be layered
Yes.
differently.
Or just like put a big
Put
arrow
my
on it.
first-
I don't know.
I think one of the mods actually has that. Maybe the Italian mod has that. I'd have to check again. It's been a while.
my-
Very smart, because it's confusing, I will say.
Let's see, what do I want to do?
Yeah, Luke, I absolutely agree. Marcus is doing a good job of setting up a solid board position, but building up his action economy. He can explode when we get to that mid-late game, and he solidifies that position. It's a good look
One or
for
three.
Badgers to anyone who's familiar with Badger play.
50,
Yeah.
50 chance.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier that trying to get far away from home
Right. I think
as the Badgers is very
so
important.
I
and I think
will
Marcus is kind of threading the needle right now, still being able to
first
traverse these kind of southern
battle-
lizard clearings.
Yeah.
but just barely able to get into position here. I think it's a good play. And maintaining those 3 badgers over to the right is actually a nice little tool and a little resource that he's got in his back pocket.
All right.
Yeah, that could really open up opportunities in the late game.
Yeah. Yeah, just a really quick and clever in-camp there to delve that last necklace. Could be nice in an endgame situation.
That is a lot of acolytes.
Or jewelry, sorry.
A lot of acolytes. So this is one of my bird things.
One of my bird things.
One of my bird things.
Yeah.
These are a few of my birdie bird things. All right, electing to discard the saboteurs. I have feelings about choosing the retainers over the non-retainers in these situations.
So let's talk about the merits. I feel like this came up a bit last game with our first Badgers win, but there are things to consider when choosing whether to dump a bird retainer or a bird card into just like out of the retinue, I suppose. So obviously a bird card from the EMP deck will return to the discard pile
If you do, you can
and then get shuffled back into the deck eventually.
Yep.
So if it's the type of card that you want to keep away from everybody else, rather you should spend your faithful retainer, which has no impact in the discard pile, just kind of disappears from your board.
Yeah.
So it's possible to kind of entomb a bird card or another, I suppose any suit card from the deck in your retinue if you choose to do so.
One of my fox.
And I think this is exactly that sort of situation where you don't want necessarily a saboteurs to re-enter the economy because you have a couple crafted improvements that potentially the table will see as a threat.
All right, and then
Eerie Emigre comes to mind.
The last one. I think I'll just leave the.
The birds are very valuable early, to your point, Luke. Having the bird suit for those faithful retainers really allows the Badgers to get set up in that early game. It could be one of the strongest features of their faction is the fact that they get 3 kind of wild actions for their kind of main deal from the very first turn. Like, that's pretty strong.
Shapey the boy, your point about wanting the chance to draw it again, the problem is statistically you're going to lose that bet because the odds are against you with 3 other people also drawing cards. You have high card draw, but particularly in this game we have Wooden Alliance, which have a similarly high card draw. We have Lizards, which in this instance don't have high card draw, but typically do. And then Warlord admittedly does not have high card draw, so that's not as likely to draw it. But I would not bet on redrawing a saboteurs that you discarded from your retinue in this type of environment. I would bet on someone else drawing it.
I will.
Absolutely. There's multiple copies of saboteurs in the deck as well, so it just improves the chances.
Right.
If anyone in chat wants to crunch the numbers on this, that'd be greatly appreciated. But I think we should point out we did just see a bunch of relics get scored there. I think we saw 4 at the same time get scored by MarcustheCat in one go with the Badgers, and we see their burst scoring potential. Look at that. They jump into first place at 12 points.
Yeah, that's just the incredible burst potential of the Badgers when you know how Recover works, that it allows for you to recover multiple relics at the same time. It can be absolutely bonkers, and that's what we just saw with that burst.
Yeah, and not only did they burst scoring kind of
we are indeed
just by itself, but they've actually set up a nice little future kind of combo here. Anytime they get tablets from now on, that's going to score them 2 bonus points.
That's a good question.
For those first 2 completed columns of relics. So they have actually kind of juiced their future burst scoring potential as well with that action.
Absolutely.
Painting too much of a target on their own back now, or just trying to be efficient? What do you think?
And more importantly,
that's a great question. I mean, you do need to get those relics off the table because otherwise they're just juicy points for someone else, you know? But you're right, it is painting a target on your back, and the table has noticed. I think they're starting to sweat about Badgers.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so 50-50. It happens or it doesn't. Over the Morrow, I think you've hit it.
Better position for this now, I'd say I'd be willing to help.
Unless you mean 50 out of 50, in which case 100% chance.
Although I suppose the one is, but I have 1 mouse card to the name.
Come on,
One
Nev,
mouse
do the right
card
thing.
to
Don't
their
let the little
name.
alliance steamroll this.
Ooh, Marcus pressuring Nev to
Well,
sanctify that base.
I know you're correct. It's I also have to worry about you too.
I think Nev would actually
Nothing new
hate
about me, except for
busting up
Crusade.
that clearing, though, to be honest, because it's got 2 building slots. Again, it's this kind of tall approach that he kind of hinted at earlier.
Right. I think Nev would be so much happier if the outcast suit was Bunny right now, and he could do this to the Bunny base.
Which
I quite like
It
could do some conversions.
because I don't know how much he wants to extend himself into mouse some more.
They're kind of stuck over there.
Right.
I suppose they can always go for this over
That's a
here.
good point.
he's really
It
looking
does
for
make it hard
right
for the
now.
keepers to
Yeah,
get
no,
around.
sure,
But
over here,
yeah.
over here. So you want to get these 2 over here. That easily. It's mainly this one I'm worried about down here.
it does feel a bit non-interactive. But
But,
again,
I
you
don't
are
think
destroying a
anyone's,
base, so that's going to be
gonna be able
valuable.
accept, so that's just going to happen, I feel. Which is why
Sal fighting for his life.
I don't know, I think Rat should be probably trying to be heading down to this side of the board. And then maybe
I was
Lizard-
Woodland Alliance in a
that way.
very good position. Let's
Lizard's
not
gonna
undersell
sort of
here.
deal with me. I mean,
Trying to paint somebody else's threat. I love it.
slightly better alternative.
Luke, yeah, let's take a look at those relics that have already been scored.
Yeah, it is 3 of the figures, the 1, the 2, and 1 of the 3s, and then it's 2 jewelry, a 2 and a 3.
Okay,
No
so
one likes
meaning
playing Lizard's
that there's
tall.
1 figure left that is actually worth
Give me
3
my
points.
3
Yep.
points for having 4 gardens.
And
There's a
3 and a 1 left for jewelry.
Correct. And then, as you noted before, we are primed for tablet column bonus potential.
Yeah,
Very
and
dangerous.
take a look at where most of those tablets are. They're in the far north.
Yep.
So this is about to be the stage for some
Yeah,
conflict,
I
I
mean-
imagine. If
What's
the
your
warlord
biggest
ever moves to the left,
nowadays?
he's always gonna stay over here.
The
Don't understand.
problem right now is being in 1 suit only.
Okay, so
and
Nev
so far,
noticing his
things
issue
have been clearing
of being
that
stuck in
I
mouse.
either didn't have cords for, or that I knew were going to burn down relatively soon.
Squidmark, yeah, Warlord has 0 ruins at the moment. Warlord made a push for ruins early on, and the mob dive failed him.
Mostly right now, I just want.
Although it was not
If
a
I
high
want
likelihood of
anything, I
success
want
because both clearings on either side of the incited mob
where the
are
warlord
rabbits. So
is.
Yes.
you needed 1 suit to happen.
Ideally,
That's,
You want to set up with that in sight so that you can spread in multiple directions. You're
Yeah.
going for at least a 2 out of 3 rather than a 1 out of 3.
Top left feels very natural
Which
in
is
that sense for me
unfortunate
because
since
it is
that's the
connected to
only suit I
1
have,
clearing event
but
every suit.
Still,
Mhm.
it's not my interest because I'm
It's tricky no matter what on the winter map, I think.
Yeah.
I am of you.
Yeah.
We slow scoring factions have to look out for each other at tables like this.
Of course.
Understandable.
I'm-
So tell
I'm
you what.
definitely
Rehab
Okay,
skip that
so-
gif.
Derp
do
trying
a
to
little
forge an
sneak
unholy
down
alliance
to
with the
the
warlord here. I love
southern
it.
ruins eventually.
Sorry, with
and
the
just
lizard cult.
carving
lizard
through
cult,
whatever's in my path.
Lord of Hundreds
Just
forces
fuck
combined.
Rat's deal with badges and Lizard's deal with me, saying as I'm in here.
Yeah.
That's
It's-
very agreeable for both sides. We both the 2 leaders get slowed down, and you guys can catch up, and
Yeah.
then we all win.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
Root the
Of
co-op
course, a
game.
game where you cannot
the,
draw.
green side of the board here.
Sounds
that's
good
what
to
it is.
me.
All right, going on to conspiracies. How many of these boyos do I have?
Okay, again, an impressive number of acolytes. Can we count here? We've got 12 acolytes.
Oh lord, is it really that many?
12
That is insane.
hidden.
I don't know if I've ever seen that many acolytes in a tournament game.
I mean, I love stacking up acolytes, but it feels like since Nev doesn't have a strong board position in multiple suits, like those need to be spent on something. But I don't know what you would spend them on.
well,
in this
I mean, you
case.
could convert literally every warrior in a mouse clearing,
That's true.
and then use the rest to battle tokens. But I'm just saying.
Let's go nuts.
Oh no, Nev contemplating going nuts. which
Uh-oh.
We know is a different gear for this player.
2 guys. Convert some rats.
Nice.
All right,
Okay.
converting both of the Alliance warriors. I think the table breathes a sigh of relief.
2 more to convert the base.
Oh, actually, I
Oh.
should note the
Cool.
warlord can
I
actually
need 2
not
warriors.
ever be removed by
I
targeted
get rid of all the mouse
effects. Like
cards. I do have
Yes,
that.
yes.
So
Convert
he
cannot
would've
affect
remained.
it.
So that is good for me.
I almost would have preferred to see.
hilariously with stubborn on the board, even if the lizards had the ability to. Oh well, we obviously can't convert in that rapid clearing this turn, but it would take a miracle for the lizards
Yeah,
to
let's do
crusade
it this
into
way.
that clearing and try and hit the warlord.
Yeah. I almost would have preferred to see lizards convert and then
3.
crusade against the base in that corner. I don't know how much.
Badgers.
I guess he's going tall.
Over on the
Good.
right
I was worried.
This
about
reads to me like he's going to then crusade these
They
over.
looked like they couldn't do much
into the
harm, which I
corner
figured was a
and
good
go
sign
tall.
that they would come
Well,
back
he's
by
got
moving.
control of 5
Just there for martial law.
building slots in mouse clearings, so
Good
he
reasons.
could definitely go for that scoring
Good
4
reason.
points on one card kind of approach. I think that might
And I'll
be
hold on to
the
right
thing to do in this game, since Badgers have signaled that they're going to be sticking with all this Fox nonsense.
You know, that's a fair point. If you think Badgers are done with that side of the map,
I'm going
Uh,
Solomon's gonna win with the line.
I mean, I guess the biggest concern becomes, does Warlord ruin your day? Because Warlord can do that with mobs.
No freebies here.
That is a fair point, but you know that would take the warlord probably inciting in that
Pull my
clearing,
hand.
and in
Yeah.
order to do so, just
Hello
has to
there.
get luckier on those mob die rolls for real.
Fancy seeing
We're
it
gonna
around
score
these
with
parties.
mouse.
Are we going to see a mouse dominance play from the lizards? Do you think, Guerric?
Oh gosh, I
Points.
think Nev has enough sense not to do that, but at the same time, he's crazy enough to do that. So
We've seen the mouse dominance has been in play from I think turn 2 for the lizards, which is really handy. So they've been able to control that
Yeah,
the position of that card the entire game. So
Black
you never know.
Badgers over here, that
It may
blocks
become more than
Badgers, I
just
guess.
a way to score.
I admittedly don't pay enough attention to dominance. I think there was a very, very good play for it in the first game of this tournament that I think would have succeeded if things had gone slightly differently, you know? So-
It's
so-
a little tougher.
In the right situations, dominance is not impossible, and I don't pay enough attention to what those situations are.
Here, I think it would be a little challenging given
I think they
that
go
the mouse
down
clearings are
with the
spread out
Badgers, yeah.
pretty
Mhm.
far. And Fox would be probably impossible because of the proximity of the red factions.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, if
And
the
bring these all back to my hand.
warlord gets booted out of the north somehow, or like totally
draw
evacuates
my
to go
2
and
cards,
invade, there might be some room
and
left
end
over.
my
You never know.
turn.
It's actually the story of this bottom right clearing has been it started off as a Badgers homeland with a way station, and then they moved on. It turned into a Woodland Alliance base, and then that was sanctified by the
Cool,
lizards. So
alright.
it's transitioned through the hands of a lot of factions in this
What's the
game.
move? What is
It's where the action is.
There's not a ton over there anyway. Alright. So
Okay, a bit of a slower turn from the lizards, but maybe
what
looking to eye out
mood is the
those
Rat's gonna... Are you gonna
mouse
pick
clearings.
Raffle?
Yeah.
They've done a
know,
good job in
this, I
suppressing the
guess, well.
Badgers on the right side of the board. It's going to take a lot for them to get back over
Probably
there.
not
It's going to be
bitter,
action intensive,
because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna
card
be
intensive
fighting
at this
near
point.
the mob.
So my question is, you got 1, 2, 3. And can you really hit Badgers? That's my question.
Cosine, welcome.
I
Yeah.
can get down here.
Yeah.
TTS is a great middle ground between digital and in person. It
Um,
obviously it has all the content, and it allows for table talk in ways that digital
I'm
often
going
doesn't
to-
facilitate. Ooh, that is an anvil right there.
get out of
Wow.
here.
Ooh, okay. He's revolting in that clearing. Interesting.
Ooh.
For point?
Okay, so I do like that location more than the corner.
I definitely do as well.
you.
And you know, if there's a map to go
I'll
3
make
bases
another
on, it
boy,
is the winter
officer.
map. But
And
I
go here.
don't know. I think this is really interesting. I don't quite know what to think. To be clear, this is not a Magic Christmas Land revolt because there was only one
I'm going
sympathetic fox
to
clear.
Mm-hmm.
pick another officer.
Okay.
Hells yeah.
I mean, I like 4 officers, so I support this.
Yeah, that's very good.
Tunnels.
Really recovering
This bad boy
nicely.
goes into
Really
my
recovering nicely.
I don't know how much I like that tunnels craft.
Sympathy.
Always feels a bit hopeful for the Alliance, but if they
Ooh.
can get a sympathy into the mouse clearing on the other side of the forest there,
Yeah.
they're going to be a bit happy about that. Because again, maybe a bit tough to maintain a base with the lizards around, but if you can get warriors
I
out
don't
and
think I
about,
remembered to give myself a point for that sanctify.
I don't think Nev did.
I don't think so
you
either.
didn't know because you just did the 2 points for You were on 4 last turn, weren't you? And then you did the 2 for the scoring
Yeah, you
gardens.
should be at 7.
Should be in 7, yeah.
Lizards are in last place, so of course the table is going
It's
to be very
okay.
kind.
Um,
But I think
yeah, what do
it
I
would
do?
be jerky, but you could potentially argue that they had to do it during the end of their turn. What do you think?
Yeah,
Garrick?
absolutely. I think what we've settled on is the strictest possible interpretation. So if you miss a point and you were to like call on me for a ruling, I mean, you ended your turn. You're past that phase.
Organized.
We have not yet gone through the effort of like defining mandatory triggers versus optional triggers and saying that mandatory triggers would still go through, but optionals wouldn't. Even though being a longtime Magic player, that's how my brain wants to naturally apply it. I don't think that's what we've set down for the tournament. So
Yeah, I think that makes
Are you
sense
gonna
right now.
battle me?
Absolutely. And yeah, as a former Magic player, I
Nan's
definitely think the same way.
it changes you.
Well, the rules have to be kind of cruel, actually, right?
Yeah.
Threat is
They do not. This
More than
game is
likely
actually
to be
more
true.
fun than it
I
is
know.
cruel,
I
I
just
think.
keep thinking he has boat builders.
I mean, it's a little cruel, or else I wouldn't like
Easy
it.
Always an edge here. We're actually seeing that in this game. This is a nicely entangled board state so
Handier.
far.
Yeah. It's I think it's slightly less entangled than it looks because badgers can be so bursty and are not impeded enough at this moment, I feel. But I agree there's a lot of entanglement going on, and with some effort, I think the table could get in Badger's way.
Yeah, you never know when it'll be useful. I think it's definitely better than Corvid.
Yeah, Amanda, Magic the Gathering.
Let's banned Corvic planners on like the first turn.
I think this goes over here. Then
We mentioned that this group of 3 badgers over here on the right-hand side was going to be a little bit of an asset or like a resource for the badgers later. Well, that's been totally removed by the
Yeah.
lizards, so the badgers are feeling a bit like they have a new home here on the left side of the
I
board.
think 2 more.
Yeah, it's official now. They have a new home.
Then I draw.
All connection to the old home is gone.
Oh yeah.
I am curious about this lizard placement as well. I know it's kind of just based on the outcast or whatever, but it weirdly puts the lizards in the direct path of the warlord.
Thinking you can hold the green portion of the board
And if the
in
warlord
check.
had any hope of
I'm gonna do
coming over here to the
what I
right-hand side
can.
and finding empty clearings,
Getting
it
them out of
is
that choke is definitely
not looking very
the
easy to
key
do that.
thought at the moment. I don't have too high suspicions about him blowing up my garden.
No, we're cool. I only scored 2 points last turn anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
nothing to be afraid of over here.
Of course.
Mostly because it'd be a big pain in his ass to defend it well, especially
Yeah.
fighting lizards.
Yeah.
We did see the hammer go back into the discard pile, which
Tunnel, so these guys could just pop up anywhere.
for the first time, the
Yeah,
outcast is going to
that's
hit
the
Fox,
tricky
it's
thing.
looking like.
Yeah, right now he needs cards to spread sympathy with because he's stuck in the
That could end up being huge
Yeah.
if Marcus commits to setting up in Fox, which he's been foreshadowing that he would do. Lizards still have enough acolytes that they could do damage in that
Yeah,
situation.
for real. They definitely didn't use most of their acolytes before.
All right, we finally got that bunny roll. Where does it go?
Somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. If he puts it in the top left, I'm going to be mad. It's got to be top
Go
right.
ahead.
No, don't do it. No.
Think?
Oh, no. Well, his options are open now. At least it's Fox or
Then
Rabbit
I'm
now.
gonna-
Gets him out of the
So that's 2 here.
This is a incredibly hopeful, I think, from the warlord, and I like it. I stand for it.
You didn't a minute ago.
I stand for it. Okay, so my Woodland Alliance brain looks at that and it's like, oh, it's
I
not very well
must choose
connected.
a
It's going to be tough
different
to
mood.
maintain the.
When in
But that's
doubt,
okay.
go with Rowdy.
Because again, remember the mobs can actually
in doubt,
threaten
rowdy
those sympathetic clearings
Yeah.
on those bases.
You gotta party, man. Just party on. True wisdom. And so for my first command, I will move. For my second command,
Transitioning the warlord
will
over to the
move.
left.
for my
So I think-
third command,
I think now we're seeing the ramification of
I will move.
Warlord spreading right last turn instead of pushing left,
this
because
turn.
now he's having to spend his turn setting up so that he can advance on the left side.
I mean, that is true, but look at the clearings he's left behind. Those are
And
incredibly
now-
well defended. They all have martial
for the
law.
fourth command, if only
gonna
it
be-
existed.
Actually, you said
pretty
you took
empty in the
3
north right
command?
now. He almost took like a lizard's approach. It's just like, these
Probably
clearings are hard to access. I'm just going to
get
empty them of
Because
all pieces and then break out.
I mean, I would love that in a slower game. I just don't know that that works with Badgers.
It's it looks like the Badgers
So
may have
I will go
accelerated
ahead
into a
and
good spot
take
here.
Yeah.
So
Some dude
I'm hoping we see some Badger punishment right now.
down south. So I'll
chat,
go
we know you came here for Badger
and I'll
punishment.
battle Badgers.
And here it comes. All right, first battle against the Badgers from the Warlord. Here we go. Tournament first. It's a 1-0.
An historic occasion.
And then I will go.
The Marauders faction's duking it out here on Guerric
Just
Samples
battle
games.
the lizards, so you can get the 3 points.
Yeah, big oppress
Yeah, I mean, I'm
incoming.
wondering about going for the extra point or going for the closer positioning.
The extra point being
Especially
that way
because-
station in the south.
If I drop down
I
here, I
think
can
you
get
might
an
have- I
extra
think you might-
card.
Yeah, I think he might have Fox card in his hand. You might be able to. What you could do technically is you could like just stay on this Fox clearing here and just try and rule it, but you might have a way to rule and pick up that tablet. I suppose the tablet's over here too. So
I think Woodland Alliance is making a
obviously,
good
the more
faith
you knock him
argument
down, the less
with
it is for
kind of
him
an
to pick
ulterior
up
motive in
his
mind.
relic,
Yeah.
So
You come down here, your warlord's gonna die. I'm gonna have to kill it. You stay there,
Oh.
you just score your 3 points, and you score the same
there's
number of
only
points.
Classic Marcus.
Oh man, that's so,
Fox
yeah.
ambushes in his decree, so it's the 2 wilds.
Marcus the
one of
Iron
wilds gets
Cat.
back into the
There's 3 battles in Fox, so you're already in dangerous territory. So
Is he going to waste them all on you though? That's the question though.
I
But if you-
don't
if
want
you-
to. I don't want to waste them on the Lord. So
If you
I think
pull
it's-
out
Right,
your board
Badger's
position
waving an
as a
ambush
box,
here. What do we think? Is this a real ambush?
With Marcus, he would say that with 0 cards in hand.
I
So
think you just killed
I
them
think
and scored
I
your
think it's
5
realistic knowing the card draw of the Badgers. I
Right,
also know
right.
Marcus would say that in any situation. So 50-50.
I mean, where at any point, according to the rules as written, you are allowed to
I don't
search
know.
the
I'm
discard
wondering because
pile
I would really like
and just kind of see
the
what's in
third
there.
card.
Yep.
So it makes it actually a good
And
resource to tell
if I go
if
down
someone
south
is
and
You're
don't
thinking
threatening a real ambush or a
and
phantom
battling the
ambush.
warrior.
Unfortunately, we got a deck reshuffle just
I'm
like 2
thinking
turns
we just go
ago.
down
So
that
Okay, yes, empty discard
Oh.
pile.
Yeah,
It's all
that's
possible.
Fine by me.
you've
except
never
for-
believed a thing Marcus has said, Jim Curry. I think that is a safe
because I could
policy.
and just
Important to
go
notice
with
though
the
that
luck
both the
that
fox
there's
ambush
still
and
3
bird
enemy
ambush
pieces
are
in there,
in the
but
retinue right now.
I don't
Yes.
have my luck this game.
Yeah, you battle me.
Yeah, so
you're
that would mean that
definitely
Marcus would have
provoking
a
me
bird
to
ambush, which
reaction.
again he would be loath to part with at this stage of the game.
Yeah, so I think
So the warlord is moving in. Gonna call the bluff here.
think I definitely don't have enough people there to just guard the warlord forever.
This is
Um,
the second
So I
of
think
2
I will move there.
advances, if I recall correctly.
That's right. This one
I
headed
will
straight
not
into the
in
corner,
sight. I will press for 2.
choosing not to battle. It sounds like, and just kind of occupy
I
that clearing
decided
instead.
I would have much
Nice.
preferred to see the battle to
Yeah,
remove
my good
those
buddy Nev.
Badgers.
Mhm.
And I will draw.
I think Marcus successfully persuaded
Huh.
Derp not to battle with Marcus's talk of ambush,
Wait,
and
did I click on the right? Okay, yeah, no, I drew from the deck, right? Not the discard pile.
Well, at a certain point, it's all the same, isn't it? Well, I kind of see what he did here. He actually left the warlord in a clearing with 3 or more enemy pieces, thus triggering
Nah, I think I'm
Rowdy's
good.
Yeah.
boosted
I knew it'd been
ability where you get
discarded
to
earlier, and I
draw
was like, wait.
2
Oh, no,
extra
no,
cards at the end of your
it's
turn.
been-
It's been reshuffled.
I guess there's a world where that pays off. That's a good point.
Chooses not to incite this turn, but here we might see our first ruin item for the warlord here on turn 7.
All right.
Or 8,
so
maybe.
I think it's maybe time to use my false orders. I'm sorry, dude. I don't think you should have come down there.
I should have come here.
Uh-oh.
You
The
shouldn't have
tone
come
is
down.
frosty from Marcus. Here we go.
I violated the law.
The question is, where does he send those to? Does he send them to that?
So I think I'll just
Bunny
move
clearing to the
them,
left,
move
so
these
they're
guys
stranded.
over here to lizards.
Hey, how's it
Oh,
going?
yeah, wow.
Not quite as stranded as they could have been, but that is still annoying for Warlord.
Hi.
Yes,
Nice
definitely.
community card.
Man,
Particularly
False Orders
like
is
the
so
exotic
strong.
vegetable section.
It's extremely flammable.
Yeah, which is pretty remarkable given the overall climate. But
So
I guess
now
it's a pretty
the
dry winter.
Badgers just ruled that clearing.
Mhm.
They're probably still going to recruit, but it just makes the
Maybe I should
next
just bother trying
movement
to kill him all by
and
myself without using false
recovery a
orders.
lot easier.
Yeah.
I think I have enough numbers. All right, I recruit.
Because
I'm
remember, he
left
also does not
4.
rule this rabbit clearing in the south. So he
Assuming
currently
you can draw
rules
one accidentally.
one clearing.
I don't know. You probably have no wishes.
Times are tough for the Badgers here.
Drawing 3 cards.
Got a nice retinue though. Let's see if he can make the most use of it. Currently standing at 5 bird cards and 3 fox cards in the retinue. And the suit that we kind of bemoaned earlier in the game, we're like, oh, he's by all these rabbit and mouse clearings. Like, never going to use fox.
First,
Well,
figure out what I'm doing.
I'm eating my hat now
Okay,
because
I'll move my big
all over these
boots
fox
back.
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
just I gotta math it out a little bit.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
We're potentially not doing the false orders. Interesting.
Rabbit paw.
Marcus needs to
Take your
plan his
time.
turn.
If it helps, I have.
Well, he has
bushes.
3 potential battles in fox clearings in the retinue. Or 2 fox and a bird. So
Does
he's
the match
potentially got
the
3
same,
battles
which is
against
the
this
weirdest
warlord
part.
if he wants it.
I drew them all myself with a crayon.
And with Rowdy as the mood, there's
A
no
multicolored crayon.
extra armor or anything. So
Mhm.
these would
Yeah.
be just straight
The
hits against
gecko
the
ambush
warlord.
is my favorite.
And remember, if he
just have
delves
this-
at the end of that
this
first battle,
ugly
he's going to be getting
grayish
the
black
Devout Knight's
color
armor for
because
the
all
rest
the
of those
colors
battles.
seared.
Yep.
So I think there's a chance that he could break through that
I'm
defense. I
guessing
think it's
a
reasonable.
1. I'm hoping it's a 1.
Of course, you have to rule to delve, so he needs to basically be successful with that initial battle, and then the Devout Knights is just a win more situation, basically.
Exactly. Yeah,
good.
that's a good point. Yeah, so this is
That-
trusting the dice somewhat,
I
unless he
think
can
that
recruit.
should be good. I recruit there. I'll have
Yeah,
4
Very
plus
interesting
4.
choice.
Pick a higher roll, assuming no ambush.
So yeah, we're trying to recover some tablets
Yeah,
in a hurry.
ambush.
Remember, those tablets are worth potentially up to 5 points each
Mm-hmm.
for the first 2.
Yeah, Rehabscape. We rolled back the false orders. And Amanda, it is not a full retinue. It is
I'll
8
use it.
cards. So there can be 2 more in there.
Okay.
I'm not gonna take chances.
Okay, Marcus is going to use the false orders. Here we go. We've just got word in from the
Okay.
East Coast.
So
He's hot, then he's cold. He's yes, then he's no.
recruit. I'll recruit in Fox.
Ooh, sacrificing a coins for this.
Yeah. I mean, no hope of crafting that in the near future for
No.
Badgers anyway, but still, that's going into
recruit
circulation. And there are still coins left to
Bunny.
craft in this game.
Ooh, sacrificing the bunny ambush.
Okay. Wow.
And
I mean, he's probably not getting attacked in Rabbit in the near future anyway, but here I'm just rationalizing Marcus's moves at this point.
Craft.
It's
No crafting.
always scary to see powerful cards hit the discard.
I will.
Something to keep in mind is that the Outcast does look like it's trending Fox right now. So
Right.
if the Badgers do hang out in those Fox clearings, they're potentially able to be undermined by some acolytes, some
Man.
conspiracies.
But they also don't have a lot of choice. They've directed their game plan where they need to be in Fox.
Yeah.
So that may just be a cost they have to eat.
If ever a game turned on the Fox suit, I feel like this game does. Right. The Warlord's always rolling it. Everyone wants to get in on the Fox party.
Wonder.
So we're going to see a couple of delves and battles, I imagine, in the bottom left.
Need to rule that. Let me walk that back. I might not be doing any moves.
Ooh.
Okay.
Just barely maintaining rule in those 2 clearings where they stand. Although since he has false ordered, he actually could, I guess, potentially move out of the bottom left, although he may be worried about losing numbers.
You know, he's got suited Fox cards in the Battle Delve. he doesn't necessarily need to be precious with them.
I
think
good,
there's-
and I don't think I need.
I think there's a lot of merit to keeping the Badger Ball
Alright,
together to
sorry.
protect
Yeah.
from potential
I'll just
ambushes
skip that
and
decree, or that
rely on potentially losing
and
the
move
delve
right
card
into
rather
my
than
first fox battle.
preserving it.
And
Also,
here I
right.
was hoping you'd be feeling merciful.
Uh,
Alas, thine
the Lord-
voice deceived me.
We know that
Ambush.
last figure is a 3.
Nah,
By the way,
Right.
standing in that forest there.
Mm-hmm.
So delving is likely going to be happening in that
Ugh.
kind of small southern
Awful.
triangle here, where there's
Alright,
the jewelry
so I'll
and the
take 2
tablet.
hits.
Not
He
the
gave as
roll
good as
that
he got.
Marcus was looking for,
Okay, and I will
but that does remove all warlord presence from the clearing.
Yeah.
this relic here.
Meaning that those 2 warriors at least will
3,
pretty
so I'll
safe.
lose the fox card here.
Have a good one, Prince Urbang.
There is sympathy in this
Then
clearing. Do you think
I
the
will
badgers would be? Although there's
battle
already a rabbit
with
base.
my-
Never mind.
I think that maybe is the safe battle though, because you give up a card, but it gets you a
Second
point,
box.
and you don't have to worry
True.
about
And
this lizard.
You get the jewelry straight to the way station that needs it as well.
right. Sometimes it's best not to mess
I
with
don't take any hits. I'm going
the
to use
person
this, and I will delve.
who's contesting your rule. But I guess we're taking it over there.
I guess so.
Sweet.
Not willing to give up the retainer,
Right. And then
which I think is likely to be fine. I imagine.
My one
Um,
concern with this is now you have to move
Statue
into that
3,
sympathy to
for
get
sure.
that jewelry over to its matching way station.
Right. That's a good point. And since it's sympathetic,
I think I'll skip my bird battle.
yeah, I guess just not wanting to cough up a card to outrage there,
Cover.
but man,
Cover.
it feels like if the Woodland Alliance is able to spread any Fox
Hmm.
supporters, and they've likely been saving them up for most of the game since
Yeah.
that was one clearing they couldn't
Okay.
immediately spread to
So
very easily.
then I'll move into
Beyond the first one, I guess.
phase where
So I imagine that some of those
I
supporters are
run
likely to be
away.
Fox.
It might be worthwhile to take out that sympathy while you're there.
Nope.
Okay. Explicitly saying he cannot give up the card. What would he be holding on to that he
You
can't
made
give it
your
up?
problem, so it's going to be your problem.
Is it just a bird and he wants to put it
Move,
into the retinue?
move,
Or
And
yeah,
then
the
I'll
retinue.
cover
Maybe it's that bird ambush.
one with my
It could actually be the bird ambush, you're right.
Yeah, I'll lose.
That's one card I would
lose
hang on
this
to.
card. And then we'll recover this relic.
All right, Fox ambush going back into
Once.
circulation. It is looking more and more likely that the
That's
outcast will
12 to
be
17.
Fox. Almost no way to.
There's no way it's not Fox at this point.
It is 7 cards Fox.
I would put money on that.
All right, should we start a poll or?
And
It was not an ambush.
Yeah, we are hitting a solid mid-game stretch, and Guerric, I feel like this is one of those times where I'm going to ask you, who's winning?
Oh goodness. My money's still probably on Badgers right now, but there's no doubt that the table could punish Badgers enough to maybe stop them entirely. And in which case, I mean, obviously, Wooden Alliance has more points now than you want them to have at this point in the game.
Fox.
But I feel like they're just going to have the hardest time
Fox is deep.
keeping up the
I'm
pace
surprised.
going into the later game with such a dense map. I really think
Not really.
it's
but
looking
I
better
think
for
it's
Warlord,
something.
actually, in that case.
I think so as well. The game has slowed down like we had kind of predicted
Let's see,
earlier.
let's see.
If the Woodland Alliance loses a base here, that is pretty tough. I'm sure they're going to be losing a lot of those supporters. Potentially very hard to come back from in a reasonable amount of time. But does Nev really want to spend the Acolytes right now for that purpose? I think is an open question.
I mean, the problem is it's non-hated Fox. So a
it's gonna
Sanctify
be
is 3.
expensive.
On these badges, and then let Warlord come in
And
first,
then
perhaps.
Not enough left to convert both of those Woodland Alliance
So-
warriors. So
Yeah.
leaving the
Yeah,
door open still
definitely.
somewhat.
I mean, we could
I do wanna
see
smash lizards, but
2
you never
converts
know.
on a crusade,
So-
which I don't
That's a-
hate.
Could be worth it. We know that the Fox ambush has just hit the
But
discard
I do
pile.
think he needs to lose this over here.
Do we see mouse dominance? You never can tell in the game of Root.
It's,
I'm going to continue laughing at that until I eat my words.
If the warlord is capable of dealing with it.
I probably am.
Okay.
Pick up raffle, I guess, as well. Yeah.
This is sort of where I wonder if Nev was too hasty using up all those acolytes earlier. This could have been a prime opportunity
Yeah.
to just raise badgers to the ground and eat that relic point or something.
Yeah, I find that acolytes they
Regular
age pretty well.
foes.
You know, they
Yeah.
ripen, and then the board state arises where you can really use them to maximum effect.
Two in
But you
supporters.
kind of have to wait as the lizards. It's difficult, but you know, delayed gratification of using those acolytes can actually be very helpful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there would be a much better world for lizards right now if he'd maintained those acolytes and used them to set up camp in that fox corner and hurt badgers in the process.
Right. I do want to point out one thing really fast. We did see the badgers battle and destroy the warlord.
Yeah.
So this is I think the first time in a tournament that the badgers have killed the warlord.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the first time badgers and warlord have faced off against each other, so.
So I think it's a little bit interesting. Warlord is definitely set back by that because they have a good amount of prestige, but they luckily have a decent sized army as well. So
Yeah, they have enough stronghold recruiting that they maybe don't even care that much to lose the warlord right now.
yeah. That said, if you want to be the next warlord, go ahead and call 1-800 War is me and submit your name. You might be selected as the new warlord. Keep an eye in this tournament. My whole thing here is with the lizards, are you going all in on mouse or are you not?
Right. I think
this is the
I think
turn to
Nev
prove that.
has to decide that this turn.
If you're not, then you better take over that rabbit clearing in the south and then find another
Yep.
spot.
Yep.
He really wishes the outcast was a different suit this turn. I'm getting the sense.
Yep. No, he has been herded into a tough position by the decisions of the players and the randomness of the deck.
Yeah.
It's tough.
If there's one faction that you wouldn't hit this turn, who would it be?
That I wouldn't hit.
Sorry, I'm trying to decide exactly.
Probably
what to do with
lizards.
this turn without discarding my hand into the support.
But we're as lizards right now, so that's maybe not the right answer to the question. Who would lizards not hit is maybe
Yeah,
the
I guess as the lizards, who would?
yeah, and in that case,
Are you going after, sorry?
I would not hit the Woodland Alliance, I guess,
At the bottom there.
Oh, okay.
which
What
feels
do you want that one exactly?
it sounds like a mistake, but I mean, like I've been saying, it's winter map. The map is very dense. I really think Woodland Alliance is going to have trouble in the mid to late game.
I mean, and look at this Badger deployment. Marcus did a good job of leaving martial law behind.
Yeah.
Like everybody is dotting their I's and crossing their T's when it comes to the alliance this game. I'm very happy to see it.
in there.
Feels like the table has worked really well together to like
Actually, I think
create a
that's
density around the map.
probably
Absolutely.
That's hard to push
ideal
into.
long-term,
Look at this.
is I'm
I
gonna
think there's only
convert two
one
rats.
clearing
Sorry,
that does not have sympathy. That also does not have martial
I
law.
was concerned there for a second.
There's one clearing on the map.
Yeah.
That is very impressive.
So I was just being snide, and then I remembered I actually have to specify.
All right, so gonna complete one
Alright.
conspiracy here.
I think this is the obvious move for lizards. I don't know if it's the right move though.
Yeah. Let's just start the fight here.
Here?
Go for it.
Yes, on top of that base.
How many acolytes did you have at the start of this time, by the way?
Yeah,
6.
6. Isn't it 4? Are you
yeah,
ahead?
it's 2 per each recruit, so I think you should be You should be dry now, Nev.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you.
Cool.
All right, spending those last 2 acolytes. Here we go. Starting this battle. This is something that we had mentioned and that I saw in the chat as well.
No.
Oof.
Granitap, I think had mentioned this. Yeah, here we go.
Wait,
I thought
wait,
about
there's
3
something coming.
converts and 1 crusade against
Ooh,
Badgers,
hell
but also
yeah.
oh no, it's we're talking about the Woodland Alliance here.
There you go.
Wooden Alliance not getting punished there. Rough.
Oof, seeing that 0 pop up on the
Now
dice,
he is.
never good against the Alliance.
Mm-mm.
And they lost the sympathy.
And,
And there's
everything
nothing that
hand
Nev
in?
can do about that, it looks like.
Nope.
Except for recruit and just make it very annoying to leave that base.
I don't know if Wooden Alliance even needs to leave it right now. There's no sympathy. They can recruit and mobilize right there, you know?
Yeah. If they have the supporters to do it.
Right.
The problem there, though, is that the
2
Lizards did have to
foxes
give up a
on that
card
base.
to
Yeah.
Outrage, which makes their turn just a little tighter than they would like it to be right now.
Yeah, that was always the danger of this move. Is if it worked, you get your points, you hurt the Wooden Alliance. If it doesn't work, you end up in a worse position with nothing to show for it. He's now exhausted all of his acolytes, he's lost a card, and he's still not set up anywhere besides Mouse.
Yeah, if it was anyone but the Woodland Alliance's turn next, I think this would have been fine, but it just did not hit hard enough to realistically
cannot craft
stop them or
mines.
slow them down hardly at all. Because I mean, they've got a ton of officers too right now, right? They've
Yeah,
got 4 officers.
4 officers.
Plenty to just organize and recruit
Yep.
at that base, and then be in a great spot to spread sympathy next turn. Yeah, they have a comfortable turn coming up, even though the board tried to stop
There you
them.
go.
The
Yep.
Alliance is doing well, but the table's trying their best. All right, we did see a lot of recruiting from the Lizards, and not as much mouse garden building as I would have liked. Just not having
How many
the
rats up there?
right
3
suits for that,
rats.
it seems like.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
Okay.
The turn where Nev really needed to
Rats
dig into Mouse
recruiting
and commit to
6
it, the
turn.
cards, I guess, just didn't allow him to.
Only 5 this turn.
Oh, right, because you don't have the warlord. So only 4, really.
Or yeah, 4, not even.
Yeah, Granitap, I don't think Nev scored at all.
Just 4.
I think this goes
It's a
up.
real rough turn for Lizards. Real rough turn.
I think it's going to be up to basically the Badgers to stop.
Did you cover the martial?
Oh, sorry, the Warlord to stop the Badgers.
Oh no!
At
I
this
did not
point.
know. My bad.
I think Derp is going to be looking around and wondering
Oh,
how
yeah.
exactly am I supposed to put a lid on these guys right now.
Normally so, then I can't actually.
Amanda, he should have gotten the sympathy point. I don't know if he did. I don't remember what he was at before.
Hmm.
I know Nev missed his sanctify point earlier, so he may not be thinking about conspiracy points.
I'm going to...
And Granitap, to your point, yeah, he's got to hit 10 points before he goes for that
recruit
dominance play.
an
So I think that's
officer.
the near term objective at least. Because we saw his hand; he has access to all the cards. Just need to be at 10 points before he can activate dominance.
Mm-hmm. Which
I
was
just keep insisting that that's what's going to happen. How great would mouse dominance be, right? Especially if he's going tall mouse.
I mean, if it's your only option, it at the very least warps the game around that choice and forces people to respond.
And look, I mean, he could control 2 mouse clearings relatively comfortably, especially if the Warlord has to suppress the Badgers and is tangled up in the left side of the board. So then it would just be about trying to secure the 4th mouse clearing in some way, just to spread the actions thin enough that you might do it.
Yeah.
Saboteurs. And then I put this in.
Yeah, you score in daylight as the Lizards, so you could actually score and then activate dominance. But remember that the mouse dominance card specifically goes to Lost Souls before it heads to its own discard pile, so you'd have to hang on to that one at least.
It's actually currently sitting in the display. I don't know if Nev had the opportunity to dom swap and at least maintain it under his control.
Right, he may have lost a bird card to Outrage, potentially.
Yeah, true.
Which would be super annoying.
Although even if he had a mouse, there's a world where it's worth swapping just to keep that dominance in your control, because there's a world now where the table denies it from him.
Right, and contribute just 1 cent towards that mouse outcast fund.
Yeah,
as well, because right now it looks like it's going to be staying Fox, and well, he doesn't have any acolytes, so that doesn't really help too much. But just in terms of crafting and stuff, It'd be nice if it would go into the suit where he had gardens, you know?
Exactly. Oof, what a statement.
Although I guess there aren't really any mouse items left to craft either, so
Over here.
perhaps not actually that.
There's some craftable effects that could maybe be. No, I now I can't think of any that would be worth
Maybe
crafting.
Marine Broker in a timely fashion could be useful because it does look like those fox items are going to get crafted.
Yeah.
At some point, right?
Yeah,
'Cause
probably.
the hammer is in circulation. It wasn't for a minute, but
Amanda, League's no good if you don't already have crafted items and you're not going to craft any more. And that's sort of where Nev is right now.
And then
a mouse partisans if you go for a dominance play.
one recruited.
Yeah, actually, that's a great point. Mouse Partisans could be a good craft.
That would definitely be worth hanging on to, in my opinion.
For sure.
In this spot. We haven't seen many other crafted effects. There was one false orders used that I thought was pretty effective.
I mean,
We do
Badgers have that.
saboteurs.
Badgers have that boat builder that they can't use because of where lizards and wooden alliance are.
Lizards just positioning themselves in the most annoying clearing possible. It's fantastic. Making movement in this game a real chore for all factions. And the alliance bases in the other central clearing. It's almost like the two insurgent factions are just like sharing a laugh right now, taking over the total center of the board. Yeah, this is ring around the rosy for the army factions for sure.
Actually, wait. One. Yeah.
Guerric, do you like the winter map when it's just like a big rectangle?
I never don't love the winter map.
So we did move. Advise, recruit.
You know, Grand Tap, if Nev gets a favor of the mice off, then yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
As long as it happens in the right phase of the game, I'm happy.
So, would I be correct in assuming that if I crafted coffin makers, you would Salo it at first opportunity?
Definitely, right?
Correct, but you can always try, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's.
I think it's probably the greedy move, and the greedy move is not the one to do yet.
You're not actually in the front, so maybe I don't know how it actually would benefit me keeping Santos around, coffin makers around actually. So
Yeah.
Well, it's actually a direct threat to the Woodland
Yeah,
Alliance,
right.
as much as it is like a passive scoring
beneficial for me,
mechanism.
so, yeah.
'Cause
'Cause-
remember, every time the Alliance organizes, that warrior
Okay.
would go to coffin
Well,
makers.
let's roll the mob
first.
die.
Yeah, it completely disrupts their ability to do
Hey,
things in evening.
right.
They would have to seesaw between like security and scoring points, and they'd
Yeah.
really
That's
want to
true.
have both.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does spread. So I will.
We're seeing that mob movement finally.
Finally, here we go. All right, ruins on turn 8.
The new meta.
We should do a poll. Will we see a ruins item?
I
Yes
dude who was holding the outpost.
Oh, that is an interesting,
Battlefield promotion.
an interesting choice for anoint.
I love it. I love it.
Put in wrath.
And
Warlord is
wrathful.
Gonna book it out of there for sure.
And I'll
But
go ahead and craft investments.
Okay.
don't they want to battle the Badgers? I thought that was the whole threat, right?
All right, we see a coins craft, which I like.
Nice for them. Nice for them.
For the horde or just for points, my good friend.
I
Or command. That is quite
Oh,
strong.
okay, cool.
And they've
Yeah,
gotten good use of
into
Rowdy,
the
so
horde.
I think I would have preferred it as the points rather than going to the horde.
Points.
they're far enough behind where
I
that does
don't
make some
know.
sense.
Looking at the scoreboard.
And commands are a lot less useful than
But-
prowess is.
Right. I
I'm-
guess
I'm
they.
just-
I suppose they
I'm
could keep
trying to
Rowdy
get
around and then
some
craft
things
coins
together,
in the
okay?
future.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, but they would lose the item forever, right? Yeah,
So that's one move.
could be a missed
That's
opportunity.
2 moves.
They score slowly enough that, yeah, you want to.
I mean, you need those points.
3 moves.
Oof.
And then I'm going to battle the Badgers there.
Warlord is on a mission.
Go
A
ahead.
mission of revenge.
Let's hope the outcast is not mad.
Ooh, a 3-0.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay, well that's pretty effective.
Sorry, I'm in trouble.
I'm in trouble.
I'm in danger.
Thank you, Nev.
Nice. You can control click to select individual ones.
Gotcha.
Oh, not leaving
and
any
then
behind.
I will advance here and
Gonna try and
battle
click.
the Badgers.
There's a world where this is like the back and forth advance, like advance out, advance back, maybe advance back again.
One hit.
Yeah,
and
maybe
2
he's
hits
doing that
because
kind of
I am wrathful.
Just
Warlord.
he's got a relic.
Yes.
Warlord
Yes.
Tango here.
So
like we saw in
I
the
will
top right
babble
corner.
again.
Yep.
Whoa.
3 hits.
He gets another battle.
Yes, the first one was the 4th command. The second one was the
yes.
prowess, and this is the second prowess.
Got it.
Probably the tablet waste.
Uh,
That was your last advance, right?
It
That was
was.
yeah,
Wow.
close but no cigar for the warlord.
Cool.
I mean, the good.
Yeah,
Wait,
wow. I don't know if anybody else can get there, but that's a juicy clearing now.
Oh no, it's wrathful. That's why this is happening. That's right, wrathful.
Yeah, I'll take up
Losing-
the tablet waste station.
The tablet way station.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not.
So then I cannot incite anywhere that I would
I think
want
this is a bit
to
interesting from the warlord.
at the moment.
I mean, he didn't have the battles to continue past that.
So
but
I'll just oppress
It's
fact is
certainly it certainly has put Badgers in a tough position, which warlord
Yeah, they
needs
have
long
to-
term.
2 points.
out recruit and out
I
battle
believe.
the warlord here
Yep, still 2.
just to escape and get some more recoveries in. So
Yeah.
And draw 1 card.
although I suppose you could just wreck the retinue a little bit here.
Okay, interesting. Oh,
So, but notably, he does have a figure.
so this guy
at
is
this way
finally
station.
gonna do his job.
That last Badger warrior removed from the map to encamp.
Finally!
Infrastructure.
One more
And,
resource.
uh,
Marcus has
we'll
done a nice
uproot
job.
This way station.
Decamping. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that is a jewelry relic.
Actually,
so-
oh, hold on.
No, he wants to recruit
Do
instead,
that.
most likely.
That's what I was thinking. That's why I was surprised to see it decamp.
Things.
Yeah, you gotta drop those fox cards on recruit,
Limiting
my
about
friend.
things.
Although, if he has to throw a bird card to recruit,
Okay,
that's gonna be slightly annoying as well.
Actually, we'll just leave that there. So, in terms of recruiting, I will.
Yeah, Katari, this has really been a story of the warlord
Twice,
finally making
20.
its way out of the north and out onto the map. A little bit of a, it's like putting
That
like a
gives me
Mentos in a
rule,
Coke bottle and
just
just
barely.
shaking it. That's what I feel like the warlord's been in the north section of the map this whole game.
And recruit here.
It's going to take a mega recruit to get rule of this clearing, I think.
And
Be a whole hand. All right, but the Badgers have rebounded presence-wise a little bit here. They are
then
in
I'll
charge
move
of that
here,
rabbit clearing, so they
and
can
then
move out.
here.
Trigger sympathy.
Okay, for some
Yeah,
outrage
I don't-
there.
You can look at my one card here.
Oh. Oh, thank you.
Right. Not messing with martial law just yet, but I'm sensing that they're about to.
Okay.
Going to attempt to battle and delve, perhaps?
First off,
Are we attempting to battle delve and then
battle here.
rush back to the way station, or is the way station just
let's
to
say
recruit?
the faithful retainer?
Okay, here we go.
ahead.
Likely sacrificing this faithful retainer
Oh dear.
in lieu of just preventing the sword from going back into circulation here.
Okay, I will
Ooh, wow. A 3-0.
What a roll.
Man,
pull in a relic. I guess.
that is unbelievable. Wow.
Bloody game.
Woo, wow. I don't think anyone could have imagined this as the Badgers' turn.
No,
Based
no,
on
this
their board
is
position.
The Wooden Alliance a whole lot if I make it
straight from the brain of Marcus.
alive.
Man, that is crazy, but it worked. That was awesome.
Hmm.
Yeah, and he did it while kind of tiptoeing around the alliance as well, which I
Yeah, I'll
appreciate.
pull in a relic. I guess.
Right. Oh man, the alliance are just so entrenched on the right side of the board. It's almost hard
Alright,
to
So the faithful retainer.
get
is
any movement
gone.
going over there.
Big question
Alright,
now is,
so-
does Marcus do it again?
Then I will battle the
Okay,
warlord
yeah.
again
So
there.
he's gonna throw
Okay.
the bird card. I mean, possibly. If he gets a 1, then
Oh,
that's
come
okay.
on. Still get a point.
all right. Does not get. Oh, he
Ooh.
took the mob. Whoa,
Interesting.
that is counterintuitive. Because I don't think the Badgers could.
I will
that, right?
battle the
No, they could
warlord
not.
here.
Okay, well that would
Oh,
have been
and-
some free
With
cardboard
my
for the warlord there.
And not delving with
Yeah,
that second
so for
battle.
that other action, I chose not to delve here.
Okay.
Oh, okay, yeah, hanging on to the retainer. That's a bit of a subtle play from Marcus. I think he's
Bunny bush.
just glad that he can hang
Yeah.
on to that relic.
Right.
These rolls.
Oof.
Yeah.
Right, gonna pull in that figurine.
Well, no, he doesn't rule.
Oh, no, he does not. Okay, well, just has to chip away there. Not really anything
Yeah, not much else he
active
could do.
to do. I think he's just happy that he did not lose Badgers in that fight.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, he bounced back pretty well for having a single warrior on the
recovery.
map at the start of the turn.
yeah, he could potentially move this tablet
recover
back,
there.
but that's a lot of supporters to give to the alliance.
It is.
I think he might do better to wait on that and just burst score on the next turn. Although I don't think that
I'm doing
way
any
station is going to survive, but
move recovers.
then he could just re-encamp. So
Well, so that's why that choice of mob versus stronghold was such an important decision, because leaving the
Yeah,
mob would have
warrior
pressured
here.
the Badgers to have to leave.
yeah, they could have. They would
should've left
rather.
the mob
I mean, they
there.
had a move still
wow.
with
You should have, yeah.
their
But,
retinue, but
I would have just relocated and moved the entire force.
That's what I was thinking.
it would have
Yeah.
left. I mean, it would have put them in a vulnerable clearing, though. To be honest, with the warlord there, Badgers don't want to get stuck in that clearing, for sure.
Yeah.
But because they would not rule, there's no place to build. That would have been a worst case scenario for them. So I actually think
Yeah.
leaving the mob would have
Four
put a little
cards.
more pressure on the Badgers there,
I agree.
because they would have had to either march back into sympathy or get stuck on an extremely dangerous clearing that actually also has a mob token.
Shoot. Before I do that, crap. Evening. This was my card.
Oh yeah, you had one card. Yeah.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
Drawing before gathering retinue.
Table gonna allow that? Oh man, Nev should absolutely disallow that. if
Yeah,
possible.
that's...
Actually, I'll throw that in.
Oh, Mouse Partisans, the one card you want to see when you're going for dominance. inevitably.
But there's a way we can soft lock the Badgers if anyone's interested.
Uh-huh.
Well, the outcast is going to rabbit.
Toast are a bit.
Okay, no one's interested. Sure. All right.
I mean, I understand. At the same
He has
time,
no
the acolytes
acolytes
too
to make
much right
use
now.
of that,
Also,
or
Interested.
gardens
2
yet.
bases and 5 supporters.
Is there a world where he gets rabbit gardens this turn? I don't currently see it.
Have a little thing,
Yeah,
Yeah,
5
think there
supporters,
is.
5 officers. You're in
Mm.
prime go mode.
Well,
look
he
at all this
he
martial
looks
law.
like it, but he does have the martial law everywhere,
Look at
so
all
he
this
can only
martial law
afford to put
around
down
here.
one.
Yeah. I mean, this is the thing. So if you want to buy a
Who are you favoring right now, Waterman?
anyone can actually do it though. But we can
if you're asking me who's winning, I would say look at the scoreboard. It's obviously the Badgers, right? Because you can always do that in route.
But I don't.
No, but I think it's
Yeah, I
pretty
can
neck and
hit it
neck
one
between
of those
Badgers and With an
spots, but
Alliance,
probably
not.
depending on how the board responds to the Badgers being in the
Anyways,
lead.
we're going to Hated Fox, or sorry, we're going to do Rabbit.
Again, I
Rabbit.
don't really know what Nev is going to be able to do about any of this
No.
other than just
No
bulk up a
acolytes,
little
so we can
bit,
skip
Yeah.
this for a seat.
or make life hard for the
And I'll just
Warlord.
go
But
and show
really,
off
I
my
think you want
hand.
to make things tough for the Badgers as much as possible, and maybe
All
get
those
that
points.
Mouse Dominance card in your
Yeah,
hand and
definitely
start
gonna
as an excuse, start
dom
building up in that top mouse clearing, in preparation to play dominance.
swap.
But he's going to score instead.
Though I won't score it before building another mouse base.
There we go. You got to
Lizard's building a base. That's terrifying.
I'll get 3 points of that.
All right, there we go. Finally hit the magic number of 10. Now can the next time Mouse Dominance is in his hand.
Would you
Actually,
have
he
built?
does have the mouse ambush.
Would you have built with that mouse ambush to get the full 4 points instead? Because he's got that open slot in the corner.
Well, he scored using the mouse dominance. I think it's more important to score on this turn, if I'm going to be honest.
Oh, he used the mouse ambush for the build he did already. I see.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I think he's going at top speed. That's possible at this moment. Showing off that mouse ambush, though, got some teeth there. I would have loved to have seen some recruiting in that top mouse if he had more cards, but
Yeah, I think this is where the cards are failing him and where his lack of acolytes don't allow him to crusade.
yeah, may want to be treading a bit lightly as well, since that one garden is where base used to be, and in fact, that sympathy is still there.
Mm-hmm.
So potential site of revolt if the lizards are.
Yeah, I could just go with that.
The lack of acolytes really hurt this turn for sure. Although I guess there's no easy reposition from a rabbit clearing, so maybe nothing to be done about it in any case.
And
Lizard's just in that eternally tough position.
Oh, I know. They had so many acolytes and it was awesome, but now it really feels like their opportunities are a bit limited.
It seems like nothing has gone their way this game.
Yeah, the suits haven't worked. The clearings haven't been the ones he's wanted.
Oh, okay.
And, yeah, just the interactivity has been a bit weird. Although I think the Lizards have done a nice job at stretching the game out as long as they can.
They have. They're doing a whole lot of slowing the game down. Just, the problem is they're not doing a lot of winning.
That's really good, but it's
put both of them in there, huh?
it's meant that it's been a drag on their own action and card economy as well, though.
Yeah, I think the goal is to drag everyone else down, not to drag everyone, including yourself, down. And I feel like that's what's happening.
It's tough though.
Yeah.
When with the lizards and you don't have any control over the
Nope. Yeah, it's tough.
suits where you're going to operate. I mean, yeah, what can you do? The lack of crafting has also hurt. I feel like the lizards are a bit artificially low because of the inability to craft.
Yeah.
Anything in a mouse clearing. In a mouse suit. It's been tough. Man, that's a lot of swords in the discard pile.
That is.
So.
And one of them's in the retinue. Are there any left?
That is the big high ticket item along with the hammer left over here. That's only 6 points of crafting, and no one is within 6 points of winning. So I think that's there's still some room here to close the gap if you're, for instance, the warlord or something.
My math is correct.
Katara, I agree. I think it was very important for lizards to branch out using their acolytes at the right time into the right suit. I think Nev got caught up policing in a way that hurt him, and it's
that like fourth seat. I feel like you're responding so much to what's going on at the table that hard to take a selfish turn.
Yeah, I don't see a world where lizards pull this out outside of some crazy dominance play.
All right, chat, I want to throw this to you. Do you guys think it's mostly a contest between Woodland Alliance and Badgers right now, or do you think the Warlord has a shot?
I don't think this one matters as much.
It's maybe about time we could do a prediction and people could gamble their Guerric coins.
Okay.
Let's see, how would we...
let's do it like
just stalling for time.
Seat 1 and 4 and seat 2 and 3, I guess.
They need
I feel like
more turns to win.
Or 1
is
and
that
3,
better?
2 and 4?
I was thinking 1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Okay, yeah, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Let's do it.
All right, I'll set that up.
Yeah, sure. I've won ages ago, but.
All right, so chat, what this means is you're going to be voting on who the winner of this game is going to be. Is it either the Alliance or the Warlord, or is it the Badgers / Lizards? Who's going to win?
All right.
Oh.
Here we go.
Prediction going.
God.
Yeah, I broke Waterman. He's back. We're back.
All right.
Hey, don't worry. It was my fault. OBS thing.
All right. So I don't want to influence this vote because I'm a neutral observer here, but I think the Badgers are going to win.
I know where I would put my money.
All right. Just go to hit myself. Maybe that's fun. Maybe I'll just go to hit the Badgers.
Wow! Immediately.
Maybe that's what I just do.
Yeah, that's the best 10 coins I've
doing
ever
that
spent. All right. So here we go. Woodland Alliance kind of contemplating their turn. I feel like this is pretty automatic from here, right?
Yeah.
We've got sympathy in that mouse clearing over to the side. It's time to start making some.
Yeah. Get the way station.
Oh. Battling that way station.
Battling the way station. I feel like that's a bit of a trap.
Yeah.
A trap from the Badgers. I think they missed the idea there.
Yeah, that just opens up opportunities for the Badgers. That's potentially real bad for Salo.
The thing is that they can actually now like desperado recover.
Yeah.
Because if it wins them the game, what do they care if they have retainers for next turn, right?
Right. They can. So now that it's back on their board, they can encamp it and recover it potentially on their next turn.
So they can just like auto recover essentially, as long as there's an open building slot.
I don't think there's any world where the greed of getting that 1 point for removing that way station is better than the opportunities you create for Badgers.
Yeah, they kind of let the Badgers off the hook a little bit there. I think there was a chance to keep the pressure on, and they kind of released it. So we'll see if that's fast enough, though. I mean, look at this. They have 4 warriors. They can actually rule that clearing and then move over to the Badgers. I love it. I love it.
18
really
to
nice.
21. Did I score my point for the post?
Yes, you did. You did. You were 1 point behind me.
Cool. And then that is the end of my turn.
All right.
Just to recap: recruited, moved up, moved over here, sympathize, moved back.
Yep.
Cool.
Good.
3 cards.
Right. Of course, using League of
It's not
Adventurous
good,
Mice
but-
to complete that action
I'm
suite
happy.
there.
Yeah.
The Woodland Alliance is standing on. Oh no, they have 5 officers. I did not catch the train.
To leave my 3 warriors down
Okay,
here?
no, they're sitting strong. 5 officers.
Because otherwise, this would be a nice, easy sweep up for the sympathy.
Just getting the sympathy into that northern stretch there. Highly annoying if you're the warlord.
Yeah.
Because you want to go in and remove those Badgers, but now it's extra costly to do so.
It's rough all around. Unless
The Alliance has put themselves in a good spot.
Unless he loses the base this turn.
They have. This.
There's a decent chance he just wipes us next turn.
Anything can happen, you know?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, this
We've got
is
about a minute and a half
give
left
him
to
12
predict the winner
points,
here. Is it
and
seat 1 or
only needs
2?
9.
That's the Alliance / Lord of Hundreds. Or is it seat 3
You
and
can
4?
probably
Badgers / Lizards.
get one down there.
Currently, it's about 60% in favor of seats 3 and 4, the Badgers
See.
/ Lizards.
I think
people really have faith in that lizard dominance play.
Supporters, so he's getting at least 1.
I think it's viable. Let's see.
Yeah.
The Badgers might be on a
Until then, he just
2-turn
has to get
clock, though.
2 more sympathy down. And if he crafts anything, then it's GG.
That's true.
What can I craft though?
It would be the second Badgers win of the day, which seems fitting.
Yeah, it does.
I guess you as well.
These weekends seem to have themes, because last weekend was the seat 2 weekend. Every game was a seat 2 win. So this could be the Badger weekend.
So
Yeah, I forget. I stress some food than I craft. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can't hide behind that lie. So carry on.
Lily
I
pointing
think
out in the
we're the
chat
one
that the
where we
Badgers
take out a bunch of
score
sympathy if we
14
can.
points
yeah,
in a turn.
I agree.
Yep.
This same day,
upping
earlier
Yep.
today.
If I have the chance.
I mean, they're sitting on 4 points with just the tablet there.
Top of me there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And other tablets within sight.
Yep.
And
And I can-
they really like
Problem
being
is, I
connected
can
to
go
that big
somewhere and I can
forest.
incite, but that's going to need a turn to have an effect. And by then, if we don't play our cards right, so to speak, it might be too late.
I think
Um,
myself, I'm a fan of like going here, take out the sympathy, kill some lizards, and then continue on with your life.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nev proposing an interesting
Yeah,
little
what is-
bargain here.
What is killing the
about
lizards?
Trying to generate some acolytes from
I am also
interaction with
worried
the
about
warlord in order to
Badgers
check the
here, 'cause you
Badgers.
can real easily just encamp, recover, get the 4 points from that.
I mean, but I'm not winning next turn, whereas the Woodland Alliance is winning next
That's
turn.
true.
Guerric, is the Alliance winning next turn?
I'm just left alone.
You're in a better position to make that judgment than I am.
All right, let's do it. Let's see if we can math it out.
Where do I spread?
Every
So I
sympathy
feel-
from here on out
He's
is
gonna
worth 4
he's-
points.
If he goes up north
There are
to deal
4
with me, then
supporters
you're
in
spreading
the
there.
stack. If the
Well,
Alliance
no,
can
then
spread
you-
sympathy
they-
one
no, They
time,
use martial law here, don't you?
I mean, that's probably all they're going to be able to do.
You can do it
So
yourself.
if nobody
I
touches
assume.
any sympathy, it's
I
probably
assume
fine.
Maybe you don't have a
Unless they can craft, in which case it's over.
a
But
bird card, but
yeah, they'd get to 25.
he doesn't need to do that.
They're probably still on a
Um,
2-turn clock if no one does anything with sympathy or supporters.
I would think. If
Yeah, I would have
here,
estimated a
you
2-turn
activate,
clock just from my gut
that would
feeling.
back a turn.
Because yeah, there's
That
too
would.
much warrior presence to like realistically move
It
around.
would.
I think.
Just
Unless we see a
Unless they
crazy
have a-
craft
You
of
would
some
Or the
kind.
planner's craft or something.
Yeah.
Points, right? All right. So this is right 5.
With an
isn't it?
alliance
Right.
engaging in some point
He
counting
has
for
over
the Badgers
over
here.
here. So that's another line. So that's 1 point plus. If this is a 3, that's another 5 points. So he is close. He gets to what? He's 18. He goes up to 29, and he has 3 things. So you could technically.
Chat, that is correct. They do have tunnels. I don't know how much tunnels actually helps them when clearings are so densely ruled, but it is.
I mean,
That
they
you
could
got
be
4
counting
points here,
on
one
this
for my way
top
station,
mouse clearing, right?
sympathy,
If the Badgers get out of there
base,
for some reason,
and
or
the sympathy, and then you're
the
scoring
warlords coming in, that'd be a
you
nice
know,
space
another
to move into.
2 points from repress. That's a 6-point turn.
I'm not even. Let's see. If I
Um,
take out some of the sympathy, I'm
Mouse base
getting 2 points
is
from
currently
oppression.
not on the map, so we could
That's
see a
it.
mouse revolt in the future. Again, this is just pouring water on the lizard's hopes
points
of a mouse dominance
plus the
play.
sympathy. I would not
Oh,
like to be
notably, we did also
a
see mouse
warlord,
partisans in the retinue as well, so more
Yeah.
bad news there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely,
Obviously,
definitely
shout out.
feeling rock.
The
on
dream of the
one
mouse
side,
dom is
hard
dying.
place on the other.
Yeah, no.
As though it
Let's
were
not
ever
forget,
alive.
Actually, tunnels
I
did
score,
kind of win
man.
the game
Just you're
earlier
behind,
today, a
just
little
catch
bit.
up,
It
score a
helped.
bunch of points.
Well, let's roll a fox first.
Here we go.
Hey, that's what it took.
All right.
And I can't.
Yeah, what does a bunny get you in this
Cool.
situation?
Yeah, I don't think that's actually that helpful.
Um,
You can go into the
So
top
then
right,
we
I
can
guess.
recruit.
Nope, because that mob is gone now,
Sometime
remember? He
here.
lost the mob instead of the
Oh,
stronghold.
he lost it in the mouse clearing. Oh no.
To appear here.
Some really.
Here.
This warlord just is not good at stirring crowds into crazy
No,
mobs.
no.
Everyone's too cold in the north.
Feel like stubborn is not the worst choice.
You're like, rise up, and they're like, no. But
Let's see.
I mean, what's
What's
the
the one that
warlord
allows
to
you to
do
do
this turn
extra
other than
battles,
destroy
so
badgers in
you've
the
lost
south?
it.
Yeah, I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's basically all the warlord can do.
The nice thing is that
Yeah,
that cardboard
you know
would score
what?
you an extra
I'm
points.
gonna
Yeah.
go ahead.
The relic, that is, and you would get to place it
Just
in a forest of your
'cause why
choice,
not?
meaning you could just throw it somewhere really far away and difficult to get to. Like, actually, that center forest is pretty tough to get to.
It is.
So then now,
The center
Keepers,
south,
if
I mean.
link
Yeah.
this clearing to you, will you be?
Oh, did we see the coffin? keeper's
Coffin
Oh!
makers.
Doesn't
This is
matter
so
if I
spicy
don't
for
lose
Warlord.
sympathy.
Yes,
Let's not get too
I think
excited.
so, yeah.
The
I
Woodland
have a
Alliance
bird
does have
card that I
saboteurs.
can spend there.
Cool. So then,
Will they remember to use it?
That's the question. So easy to forget that timing.
It's so easy to forget.
okay. So first, I'll go ahead and battle this sympathy here.
Okay, now
go
things
for
are gonna get
Yeah.
easier for the Alliance.
Yeah, this is just making things easier for the Alliance.
And
I mean, it does
pay
have martial
the
law, but
fee.
Mm.
Get rid of it.
It's next to a base. You can just move
Oh,
and
did
organize.
he loot? Did he loot? He didn't.
Hey.
He had the chance to,
I
but I
will
guess it wouldn't have mattered.
No, it would have gotten him a point.
But it would have been a
battle
free point. That's
the
right. I
Yeah.
forgot about that. Special ability of the Horde.
sympathy here.
If you'd put an item on a
Oh,
full
take it.
track instead, score 1 point and remove
I
that
don't want it.
item, or an
Or
item on the
wait,
track
wrong
from the
card.
game. Actually, he could get rid of a boot
Yeah.
and score a point and get that mood back.
Okay.
Boot is which one?
I will.
Forgetting.
I actually do not remember. Is it stubborn?
No, stubborn's crossbow.
Badgers here.
Crossbow.
Jubilant. It's jubilant. Okay, so
Jubilant.
not doing much for you, but
I guess not. I mean, potentially removing gardens or something, but yeah, hard to say.
To the
Still, it's a point. It should have been a loot.
Okay.
Should have been a loot. That's what I say about all instruments.
I have one thing left.
Why not send out some badges while you're just, looking? You want martial law? Don't do that.
Salo,
You want martial law,
Alliance
it's fine.
Whisperer. I
Well-
love it. He's had such good
well,
table talk all game.
I
Very
do
impressed.
have 7.
The table talk all around has been quite entertaining.
But also, I can only take his warriors out and nothing more.
Yeah,
Really?
you're not going to be able to get the.
Oh, Devout Knights is in
Relics.
play
Yeah.
because
there.
there's a
Yeah.
relic in that clearing with those Badger
I
warriors.
mathematically can't take out any badgers here.
And with a
So,
stubborn mood, it would be a
I'll
little
go
bit of a
ahead and
muted
just
fight.
Move these guys here.
Oh my.
I don't have
Interesting.
a card for you.
Okay, really supercharging the Alliance.
And
And,
then-
clearings without martial
Wait,
law
was
now
that your
lined up
advance, or
here.
is that a move?
That was a move.
Okay.
Because I think
What's the logic of this move? What's the end goal?
I don't understand it. I
save
think
up,
maybe going to destroy that
and I think just move
way
and then-
station, but he would just be able to rebuild it.
I don't rule this clearing actually.
No, you are tied for rule with the lizards. It is 7 to 7.
Yeah, you've walked into.
7.
Okay, yeah, cannot exit.
Okay.
Could potentially still battle, I
Obviously, you can't
suppose,
rewind that because of
with that advance.
in the card now. So
Yeah, and he's given a card via outrage to the
Yeah.
Alliance, so there's no way to roll it back.
Huh.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, this is a
Well,
boondoggle for sure. That's a classic boondoggle.
I can
Boondoggle.
If you want to advance there, take out the sympathy, then on my turn, then I can maybe come in here and knock this out. If you fail to knock it out in your second advance, then I can try knocking out on one of my fox battles.
All right. Well, now that there's no
Yeah,
pressure on the
well,
Alliance, on the Keepers in
I can
Iron,
battle the lizards
can they
and
win?
then move and battle.
They
If
can get
they're
a
allowed-
second way station, then that actually
Oh.
opens up sword crafting.
Yeah,
and
and
that-
that
and
leaves
that
the
helps.
sympathy here.
And that leaves the.
I think there's a world where this is a Badger win.
Yeah, I
If
think
that
they
bottom
can get
left
close.
corner is left alone
And
with nothing in
yeah.
it.
The outcast is
They can
not
get a little bit
currently heading
close.
towards Bunny though.
And there's not
Um,
too much else in the way of them ruling that middle fox clearing as
we
well.
want it to be Hated Bunny, right?
To in order to delve that
well,
tablet.
I suppose Mouse would also do
Oof.
the job moving.
I mean, it would
from Mouse
wreck their
there,
retinue completely, but I think they
but
could get pretty close.
that's obviously not ideal since that's going to cost them 2 cards.
Yeah.
So
And
yeah,
they have
we
the
would
building
love it to be
slots here
Hated
in order
Bunny.
to encamp twice. This is looking good for the Badgers.
It really
to be
is.
real.
It really is. I think Marcus may have successfully
And
goaded Warlord into going after the Wooden Alliance.
This is super fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah, and I have 1 fox, so
A little bit of a
That's
Toreador
not gonna
approach here
make
kind of
this super
provoked
easy.
the Warlord
No, it'll
into
be easy.
I think
scooting
it's
into the middle there.
probably. So I'll go ahead and give some acolytes to work with, and then move on the base.
Okay,
Okay.
this maybe spinning a bit
You may
of
proceed.
gold out of this straw here.
So is the goal now to just squat on the fox base? The lizards are already doing that, and that's not even the base that's really a threat.
Okay. So now to move on. These.
To camp the fox base. I mean, that's already pretty heavily camped. I
Right.
mean, I'm not really sure what the point of that is. I mean, do you want to take out some cardboard or like what's the?
Okay, let's see
I
Just
don't-
giving
if
acolytes.
this
Yeah, this is
I would love it to.
this is just
Okay.
Come on, 2-3.
Interesting. Okay, battling the
No.
alliance here.
Oh.
0-0.
Ah.
That's a
I
tough
also
one.
had a card yeah, did you have
God
a
damn it.
card once?
No.
Who knew that he had the power of God and anime on his side?
Okay, well now I will say the calculus
Okay,
is
so-
much different for the
Do you
Woodland
have a card
Alliance.
for
I
the,
think there's a potential win
sympathy?
here.
Yeah, I mean the table has opened up some prime clearings for Wooden
Sir.
Alliance.
Thank you, Nev.
So there's how many cards in the supporter stack now? That's a lot.
Oh, a lot.
2, 3,
I
4,
will-
5,
I have nothing with which I can even incite.
8
so
cards.
I
If
will
nothing
just
changes, they
score
actually could
my
spread
2
3
little pity
times,
points and draw a card.
Oof.
which would be 11 points, which would win them the
Huh.
game. So they could win on spreading sympathy if they've
Sorry,
got
Marcus,
the
do you
Fox
have it?
supporters to do it.
Oh, I
You're,
don't know. I've
you're-
been.
It's an
so
open
the
question,
variables-
though.
I know I'm close, but the variables keep changing, and so I haven't had much time to plan out my turn.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Katara, it's exactly right. It's a turn spent policing
So obviously
been my-
that benefited both of the factions that were in the lead. It was just a lot of actions that
I know. It's,
helped the wrong
interestingly-
people.
These aren't
know,
even
I'm
Whoever-
numbers. These are like letters written in crayons.
I know,
Clearing
I
out
was
of there, I
thinking,
feel
was
like has.
well, I'm hemmed in by
Kosan, you're
three
looking for the
cities, so I
Root
don't know
Ultimate
how
Collection
aggressive I wanna
by
be.
S
I'll
and
try
Slugface
building
Killer.
up because I have a lot of items, and that's worked well for me before, and seems I may have waited too long. No, it's a hard balance between being aggressive enough and stretching yourself
Thing
too
is,
thin.
I don't think I can get the jewelry, so that's off the table.
Right. So let's see if we can kind of figure out
We
what this
have
turn
no
might look like for the
crafting.
Badgers.
So,
They
yeah,
could
I think we're getting another turn.
move,
I don't have
I
it.
guess, with this
Alright.
jewelry over to the
See.
right into a sympathetic clearing.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they also want to move north at the same time, so they're going to want to recruit if
so
possible.
then
I mean, do they
encamp.
need to move north?
Just to grab that last tablet. I mean, they don't need to strictly, but
Where's Wild to
ruling
Camp?
2 fox
Yes,
clearings
it
could
is,
help
I
with the
think.
recovery of.
I mean, I think there's a world
that
where
tablet.
we move the jewelry over to the bunny clearing. We delve the tablet in the top. We delve
To
the
the top.
statue,
Can I encamp?
and then we recover the statue, jewelry, and tablet, just burning all of our cards.
Yeah, that would be
I
pretty
think I
strong.
had 3 there, so I should have 2.
Yeah, you
Alright.
did a 3, yeah.
Yeah.
We know it's a 3-point figure as well.
So this looks okay.
Still a 3-point tablet out there. Still a 3-point jewelry out
And
there.
recruiting. Recruit. Yeah, it's going to mouse. I'm sorry, Nev.
That's
I'm
good.
sorry, team. This is if the Wooden Lions wins next turn, then we did what we could. Yes.
Team, if I don't win, I'm sorry I didn't win, because that means someone else wins.
I guess Badger's going for
It
just
doesn't
a-
even matter.
It didn't even matter.
Alliance.
I think there's a world where this was a Badger win, and I don't think this is the right way for it.
Yeah, I just don't think the numbers quite add up for them. Unless they can craft, but I don't think they can because the
But in the end, the die always came up, Fox.
That was incredible, I will say. 6 in a row Fox roll. The first thing I do after this game is I'm going to be calculating exactly how unlucky you had to be to
Oh,
get that
Nev,
shit.
you don't even know. We have chat to do that.
Let's see. Was it just 6 or was it more than 6?
I don't know. I'm sure chat is screaming it right now.
Nev knows.
No, it's just me being
Okay, so
being bitchy up
moving
here.
into
No,
my daylight now, I think.
what did we say the answer was? It was
So,
like
moves.
I think 8%, but also a fraction that feels bigger than
3
8%.
to the 6th power. What?
Exactly.
Yeah, I
Someone had
don't-
it before.
I don't remember.
3 doesn't even matter.
Versus.
There doesn't really change anything. No, there's a reason for it. I knew there's a reason to go up here. I'm just trying to remember what was the reason.
1 over 3 to the 6th power.
Oh, yes,
It's
I remember to get this,
0.13%.
this tablet.
Lily, I don't know where the number came from. Somebody said it. I didn't do the math.
Man, applesauce,
Well,
I do
I rolled
appreciate your
terrible,
entry
so
of the number
you might-
pi, but I don't think that's a percent, and I don't think that's the percent of 6 fox rows in a row. But
Okay,
I don't think so either.
I do like that number a
It's
lot.
that, and then move here. The relic's staying back here. My boys.
The boys.
I can't remember why I moved up here. There's a reason. Just can't remember.
Was
it.
it to get the tablet up there, or?
Yeah, this is that point in the game where your brain burn up
I
to
don't
this
think
point
I
really
need it.
takes its toll.
And it's
Because-
especially hard
yeah,
on Marcus, because he said it's 3 a.m. where he is, remember?
ooh, starting very late, and it just gets later and
I mean,
later.
I'm not going to roll 3 fox clearing, so I'm going to be burning a card. So, this will be my second move here.
Okay,
Um,
consolidating a bit and going for this
then-
rabbit clearing in the top right.
yeah.
Good that
For
he had the
my
cards to
battle action.
recruit for sure.
My third one is going to be here.
Okay, gonna battle and delve up there. I think this
Okay.
will
Wait,
likely.
hold on. Before I roll, I just realized that I have the 2 relic here. So then that changes the probability to it being a 50-50.
Yeah, it's a 50-50
relic.
between 1 and 3.
I should probably just leave boys.
Not 50
back.
over 50 because that would just be 1.
It doesn't really help me at all.
So we're
I'm
gonna
just gonna
we're gonna
bring
walk it back a
forward
little bit
it.
here. Yeah, truly it does not matter because it's either 3 or 1, and I
Yeah,
don't think there's a way
it
for you to
changes
rule
anything.
3 clearings
move out
around there.
there.
It just
No.
kind of
So I'll just
splits
stay
the
there.
forces a
stay
bit.
put.
So I'm not sure how much I would like that.
Battle. I can't bust through those.
Because yeah, the next mouse clearing is really hard to get
Yeah.
to.
All right.
This is
So yeah. I'm
this
gonna
is looking
battle
increasingly
the
like a Wooden Alliance game to me.
ambush.
Okay, picking up potentially a point from cardboard
Okay.
here. All right, he does have Devout Knights
Roll them
because of the
both.
presence of that relic.
Come on.
And it's a 1-0.
Bones are unforgiving.
No.
Yeah, tough there.
Sad day. All right. Well, I'll pull this relic in.
Hey,
There's
there
a
we go,
3.
realist.
All right, so going to burn the sword back in circulation.
Okay.
Had a couple of them kind of bound up in the retinue for a minute, but no, those swords for hire are back out in the world. No longer loyal to the
Not
backers.
that the deck is going to reshuffle in time for
And
anyone to draw it.
Pull this relic in.
Probably
for my
true.
other, thing. It's also a 3. Sweet. I don't know why I've
I was about to say, where did that card come from? What's okay, that makes more
Alright.
sense.
There we go. The tiredness
All right, and then for
coming into
recover,
play a
I
bit.
think I'm just recovering 3. What's the math on that? 2, 3. That'll be 5, 7 plus 3.
Yeah, he'd be burning
10.
2 recover
2 points
cards
short.
with this action
Yeah.
if he were to recover both tablets. But that
Yeah,
would
see,
net
I figured
him
you were going for that sympathy and then
7
trying
points,
to
which
take
is
up
pretty
the
good.
Warlord base.
Demonic, where's the extra 2?
2-1.
I was.
And I suppose you could burn the last
All right,
bird
so since
retainer
I'm
for that
not getting
fox
everything, I
figure.
might as well
So
just
10
get
points.
some things.
Yeah, I see 10.
Um,
10 isn't enough.
If you can craft a hammer,
grab
though,
this
that would
one
be...
with my
Well, it's too late for that. It would have happened.
mouse.
yeah,
recovery.
that should have happened already. Yeah. Not the card draw you wanted
5
there.
points.
But going to be drawing a number of cards this turn.
Yeah, I mean, if Badgers get another turn,
I will.
they're in a good spot.
probably just grab this one, the bird card. Bad. Three. Too much stuff everywhere.
I think he's trying
So-
to wring water from a
Yeah, I
stone.
think I'll recover this one using a bird card.
Yeah, I don't know if there's an order of operations here that's going to get you any more points
Yeah.
than just solid
Down
10
this
here.
card. 2 more
Hurts to
points.
be losing all those
2,
bird cards
3.
from the retinue a lot, though. It really
Yeah, it's rough.
And then I
could be a
will.
very, very tight finish
move.
if it even gets back to him. I don't see a world where it does, though, given the number of supporters. It's just
Yeah, I don't see
kind of
how
too high.
Move up here
Wooden Alliance doesn't take this, but
with
Woof.
the thing.
Okay. Again, not quite enough to leave martial law behind. But at least one of those clearings has
Take
martial law, because
a
without that...
Living off the land penalty here.
Okay. So yeah, I'm just saving it up.
Battle.
Just working with
And
one bird retainer. And I
draw
imagine
3 cards.
trying to evacuate some of these badgers in the north, or just say, this is it.
It's 1.
And Marcus wishes that decamp happened at the very end of the badger's turn. Would make a difference here.
I mean, the
It's-
timing of decamp is brutal. Oh,
Yeah.
lizard
All
going
right,
on the
lizards.
deck, not the discard.
Nasty outcast.
Yeah.
Lizards do have some acolytes to work with, thanks to that warlord
They do.
maneuver. They have 3
Oh,
acolytes, which
tragic.
is
Tragic.
enough to sanctify.
Yeah, I think that's just Another
Yeah,
wooden
20
lamp.
points.
mouse, but there is no mouse
20
base.
points swing. Let's go.
There's no mouse base, but they can mop up some sympathy, if I guess, but
20
I don't know
points
why they
then.
would want to.
You get 9 points, probably from crafting. If you can craft anything, please do. Less stuff on the table for him. Better.
Well, there's not really much left to
Didn't
craft
somebody
in
craft a
mouse.
crossbow earlier? I thought that happened.
No.
Worth.
I have the crossbow, which I'll happily craft if it ever gets to my turn, but I have low
Oh.
hopes of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
think
I
the
think
alliance is pretty
The
set.
only salient thing for me to do.
2, 3, 4 even is pretty good for them. Right, that's
Let's
9
see.
points. They're already at 21. They just need to spread sympathy 3 times. I think they can manage, especially given that one clearing adjacent to a base is free.
Yeah.
So really, they just have to spread sympathy 2 times.
No, I don't see any world where Wooden Alliance doesn't have it.
Yeah, it's pretty much
Spin
Dunzo.
2 here. Oh, into coffins.
Yeah, they actually are they're adjacent to suits of all 3,
And
clearance
crusade
of all 3 suits.
on this guy over here.
I don't think that was the way to keep the game going.
Sympathy.
I don't think it does quite enough. If you
There-
can recruit in mouse, but he's going to want to turn that into a...
Give you.
I mean, there's a world where you crusade from the mouse corner into the fox base, roll a 3/3, and the game goes on.
Yeah.
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 But I mean, that wasn't it.
Yeah, but also, I mean, you're
I kind of like this card.
hurting your own hand as the lizards and
Yeah,
don't
no,
have that much to
it.
begin with.
I did show it.
You're effectively policing for someone else to win.
Keep my last lonely meeple over in
Granitap, gotta wait for the game to end. You don't get payouts before the game ends.
All right.
Now
Thank
we're
you,
gonna
Nev,
score
for
mouse
showing the hand so clearly here. Scoring with the mouse ambush.
for
All
3.
right. Catching up to the warlord here, just about.
For the first time ever,
Oh,
I'm
man,
going
really
to
hoping
build
for
a
more mouse
goddamn
cards
rabbit
there.
base.
Yeah,
Bird to
poor-
dom swap.
poor Nev has just had the most brutal game.
The suits have just not
Are
been
you
working
sure you
out.
want to do that? Because
Oh, I think that ambush should have gone to
potentially-
Lost
Oh, I
Souls,
guess
right?
he can't remove
Yeah,
them.
they're not
It would be
handling
nice
cards
if I
correctly at the
didn't have
moment.
to worry about it.
They dumped
Yeah, carry
the bird dominance straight to the
Uh-huh.
display. Not that it
Sure,
affected
that's one of
anything,
his
but
points
I
that
see, I
he's
see. Yeah.
planning on getting.
Amanda, good point. The universal rule of root: if someone has gone quiet, then they can win on their turn. And Salo has not said anything in a while.
Well, I mean, it comes down to the lizards to stop the Woodland Alliance, and that's never a good
It all
spot to
comes
be.
down to
No.
how well we have martial law.
Squidmark, we already gambled. You're late to the party. I'm sorry.
The supporters, I'm pretty sure.
That's
That was pretty
it's
well martial law, though, to be fair. So
enough to put out quite a bit. And he's getting a free sympathy here, so he'll get 2 points there from the garden, or 1 point from the garden, so 3 points. I mean, there's no point in counting. It's too late.
Marcus is so tired that he's doing the homework for the Woodland Alliance here.
Marcus just wants to go to bed.
Okay.
All right. Establishing martial law in a clearing that already had martial law. Not going to
Perfect.
really slow down the alliance
Yeah,
too
that's my
much there,
turn.
but also, what else can you
So
do?
you win.
Yeah, there's nothing to do.
What else can you
Win,
do?
son.
of the card that Nevakanezah gave me, I think I win now.
I mean, we haven't seen a
This is why
base
I
that
have to
wasn't
bet, like,
a
I
mouse
don't wanna
suit
get
this
the
game. That is
card.
just so tough.
Yeah.
Oh, no, we did. We saw a
I'm
rabbit
sorry.
base here.
I was
On this
considering
turn.
what to do
On this turn, we just saw the rabbit garden go down.
to Spend these out of order because I was going to dom swap it later if I needed to ambush.
So this goes here. That's 2 points.
All right. We have our first threat of the game. Remember, we only need 2 more, I think, and that's it.
Yeah.
Joe Bluth, it's been interesting. It's been tight.
I can just spend them here, can't I? Yeah,
You
okay.
can, yeah.
It's fine, yeah.
Choosing a bit wisely here. Already spending a bird card on the
It's just not
first
exact
spread.
right. Suits.
Wow, that's a lot of birds in the supporters.
Makes me sad.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, well, that's a 3-point sympathy. If they have 4 of a kind, then it is over immediately, and if not, then it will be over
I mean, if
soon.
there's any consolation, I wanted to play Lizards, but
Well, I think a win is pretty nice. Nope, need 4.
4 for that one.
Yeah, there we go.
3.
It's 3, yeah.
It's
Martial
martial
law.
is it not?
Oh, it
It
is 3.
is.
Yeah, sorry. I'm being stupid. There you go.
Oh my god, he had it. Well, all right, there we go.
3 points.
I think this is it. He just has to recruit and move,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's game.
And then I just
Wow.
recruit, move all the guys over here, move the boys over here, and then
Didn't even need to craft.
Yep.
he goes.
Easy win.
1, 2,
GG.
3, and 4. That's
Oh,
it.
okay.
Good game to the Woodland Alliance.
Good
Well
game.
done.
Well played in a rough situation.
Table pretty well too, I have to say.
I mean, that was winter map. It was a dense map. That was some deft Wooden Alliance play to pull that off in that scenario.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah, had a really nice
Oh.
position and kind of
I think
benefited
for
from
my
some
part,
of that
I definitely
late game
It's a
kind
weird
of
game because I have rarely
tough mobility
had so
issues.
much board control while not being able to actually score.
yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
Just I got the wrong cards at the wrong times, pretty much.
Mhm.
I wanted to put down bases, but there was no good place to put them down.
Yeah, we're all
And
calling
then
them
by the
bases
time
from
I had
now
the
on, I
cards to
think.
put
Yeah, I noticed that's what's happening.
Blizzards
Yeah,
are
All
like
right, I should pay the
I
people
thought you were-
before I forget.
I thought-
That was 100% my
this was
plan
the-
on turn 1,
Very
and I had no
Choose-
fox cards
Choose
until turn
outcome.
3.
See 1 or 2.
Oh, yeah.
Complete
then-
prediction.
By the
Then-
time
then
that
you
you
should-
were over there fighting stuff to take over.
Then maybe
There
you
we
should
go.
have picked Fox.
Let's unfix
Wizards
Waterman
then.
or unbreak Waterman. There we go.
No. Put down
OBS is funny.
turn 1 Wizards.
See, I started.
People are rich. That was a big payout.
I had 2 rabbit mouse.
Congratulations to all of our winners.
And I was
That's
like,
very
okay, well, that's
exciting.
cool. I'll set up in mouse. We'll go build on rabbits someplace. And
Let's take a look at the
then I
stats
can
really
dom swap
fast.
the mouse for most of the game.
All right, I'm unmuted in Discord now. Congratulations. Thank you, everyone, for playing. That was great. Congratulations to Salo for a great game.
Yeah, congrats.
yeah.
Waterman, you think you were about to read some stats real quick?
Yes, congratulations, everybody. Just wanted to quickly say how awesome of a game that was, and that this is, I think, our 4th Woodland Alliance victory of the tournament so far. Pushing the stats a little bit higher over on Lily's site at makecraftgame.com. Go check it out. Great game, everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for playing.
So, what was chat screaming about the most during that game?
The math of rolling the mob die fox so many times.
Yeah, actually.
That was terrible.
Yeah, I don't know if it's been fully settled yet, but to my understanding, it's 0.13%, which is very low.
Nice.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
The important thing for all of us is if they're screaming about that, it means we didn't fuck up somewhere else.
It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was feeling a little anxious my first time on stream, going, are these people going to be going, this newbie doesn't know what he's doing with the rats. And
You
Should
played
be.
very well.
thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, you all played a solid game. It was very, very entertaining.
Yeah, they usually scream about people who are more experienced doing stupid things.
Yeah, that's probably true. I could see that. Nah, I think
Oh.
this feels like Lady Luck's payback for a 2-player rats game I did the other day, where I just kept drawing a ton of items cards, which, I mean, I did this game too, but they were less useful here.
It's time to go to Vegas. You're due.
Yeah, I'll either win like the rest of my college tuition or lose everything.
I know where my money is.
All right. Well, thank you, all of you, for playing. That was terrific. We will see all of you in round 2. And thank you, everyone, for watching. We will be back with the next game this Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. I don't know my dates, so I forget what date that is. The 3rd, it looks like. There we go. So thanks, everyone, for watching. Have a great one. Oh, and thank you, Waterman, for co-hosting.
Subscribe.
I almost forgot to say that.
Happy to be here. Great game, Guerric. Thanks for having me.